Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football here on AudioSportsOnline.com, and tonight's broadcast also on XRBRadio.com, Radio Brownsburg. And tonight is homecoming here at BillEstes.com Field, the Indiana University Sports Health Complex, and CF Roark Stadium on the campus of Brownsburg High School. As tonight, the Brownsburg Bulldogs welcome in the 0-6 West Lafayette Harrison High School. Has taken their trip down 65 here to Brownsburg for tonight's contest. Brownsburg comes into the game coming off a 28-0 victory over Lafayette Jeff last week, another 6A team back on September 27th. And Chris Worley joins me in the booth tonight. Chris, a beautiful night. We've had Red Night. I think we've had Pink Night, Red Night for Riley, Pink Night for Cancer Awareness. We've had the Red, White, and Blue fundraiser for the 9/11 Memorial Night on the student section. Everybody in purple tonight here at Brownsburg because it's homecoming.
That's right, Troy. It is Show Your Pride Purple and White Night here at homecoming. Always a big event here in town. I heard the parade went well. It started at 5 o'clock. They had quite a few entries in that. And, of course, we'll have a king and queen chosen at halftime here. We've got some of the names of the court, but, yes, this is a big night. Brownsburg got a big win last week against Lafayette Jeff on the road. They're now 2-4. This Harrison team has really struggled. So we see Brownsburg having a good chance to get a homecoming win here, Troy.
Well, they could definitely use the homecoming win, that's for sure. Kind of a disappointing season is the best way to sum it up so far, I think, Chris, for the Dogs. Kind of some high expectations after coming off that great regular season and then that sectional loss in the first round last year to Zionsville, I believe it was. But high expectations, they come in. We knew we were losing some people, but it's really been a challenge for the Bulldogs to get anything going offensively this year so far. And really, it's been a challenge on the defensive side of the ball. Been very clear at times when the Bulldogs have been mismatched against bigger or stronger teams.
Absolutely, you're right. And it did turn out here that those losses being to graduation hurt more than anybody thought they would. They started 9 new kids on defense this year that didn't play a lot, of course, last year. And the offense changed a lot, too. Gone were a lot of the skilled positions, of course, Chase Dutra and others. But and then just 2 games into the season at Hamilton Southeastern, you had your starting quarterback hurt. So a freshman quarterback, Hunter Johnson's come on. He's not much of a passer so far. They'd like to open up the offense a little bit more with him. But last week was a great success. Defense absolutely superb in getting a shutout at Lafayette Jeff. And, yes, Jeff's has struggled too, but that was no easy task. They have a lot of track athletes. They were state runner-up in track, and they put a lot of those same athletes, running back in their skilled position. Defense was absolutely outstanding for Brownsburg. They were on top of them all night and really dominated play.
Well, I'll be curious to see how the Bulldogs react to that shutout win on the road last week and then coming back here home for homecoming. And a game that everybody in attendance, both of us included, really expect the Bulldogs to win. Coming in against a team that's 0-6. Well, I take a quick look at the conference standings in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Fisher's atop the conference at 5-1. Westfield right behind them in a statistical dead heat at 5-1 as well. Hamilton Southeastern at 4-2. Noblesville at 4-2. Avon at 3-3. McCutcheon 3-3. And they come off that big loss to Brownsburg in the season opener where Brownsburg just manhandled them for 4 quarters. That game, I think, was 35-0 at halftime.
Yeah, they had a big lead, but they've come on and played well, McCutcheon has.
Yeah, they've come on real well and played well. Zionsville follows them at 3-3. Brownsburg, third from the bottom at 2-4. Lafayette Jeff at 1-5, who the Bulldogs beat last week in the shutout win. And then West Lafayette Harrison High School at 0-6 at the bottom of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. And, Chris, as we come into the game tonight, we know we got an 0-6 team coming in here. It's homecoming. Brownsburg really needs this win to get kind of prepped for the rest of closing out the season in a positive way. What are the keys to victory for the Bulldogs tonight?
Well, I think continued good defensive play, but I expect to see a real heavy dose of Tokes Akinrabadi tonight. Right now he is 4th in the state in rushing. He's got 688 yards on the season. He's been over 100 yards a game, almost every game, of course. He is 2nd in the state in scoring at 48 points. So he should be able to run, and, of course, we haven't seen hardly any of a passing game with the freshman quarterback and his young receivers. So, of course, Brownsburg should be able to keep the ball on the ground. Their offensive line has been good at times. I expect it to be real good here tonight. I think you'll see a ball control offense with a heavy dose of Tokes. A player that has come on a lot here recently has been Devontae Allen. He's second leading offensive output now for Brownsburg, number 21. You'll see them run a lot of stuff for him in this flex bone offense. Vincent Lisman is another threat on offense for Brownsburg. He's been catching the ball well. He's their second leading receiver. He hasn't gotten the end zone tonight, so that's something I'm going to see if Vincent Lisman can get in the end zone here tonight, Troy.
Well, and we talk about you talked about Allen, and we talked about him since the season opener against McCutcheon when he was able to get the football in his hands, and in that motion, in that coming in motion prior to the snap, Brownsburg, like we stressed all year, not a passing football team. A lot of disguised handoffs, a lot of option work, left and right of the center going through the tackles, and every once in a while that end-around play. But Devontae Allen, number 21, the 6'1", 175-foot running back, he is a junior, really showed some flashes of being able to, one, hold on to the football, make a nice move. He's got really good speed to the outside. And it goes without saying that Toksak and Rabati really has to be the crux or the crutch of this offense. If he's running well, if he's able to make some headway, get those 4 and 5 yard gains on the handoff, he's got to average. He can't be averaging 2.8 or 2.7 yards a carry. He's really got to get the running game going, and that opens up all the other options for Brownsburg.
Right you are, Troy. I mean, he's their main weapon, and they're going to use him. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry so far this season. So, like you said, I expect a heavy dose. And one other thing to watch for, we did mention a little bit, but now that they've had more practices with Hunter Johnson, and he's had, I believe this is his third or fourth start, the offense has opened up a little bit. You may see a reverse, which we saw at Lafayette Jeff. You may see a few more exotic plays, we'll say, than, of course, you would have as a freshman quarterback just starting your first or second game. So the offense is looking up here. I'm sure they'll be okay tonight. I don't see them scoring a lot of points. They could, but I see them a heavy dose of ground control, ground ball offense here.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you for our keys to the game. It is time for Brownsburg Varsity Football, powered by Audio Sports Online. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by XRBRadio.com, the Hendricks County Flyer, and McDonald's. This game's sponsors include Bill Estes Ford, Brownsburg BMO Harris Bank, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson's Jewelers, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Panuni's Pizza and Wings. And we do thank everybody who has joined us tonight. Remember, you can listen to the game and watch the game at audiosportsonline.com, and you can listen to us at xrbradio.com. And also at 1610 a.m. if you're in Brownsburg. So it is a great night for football here tonight, Worley. It's a little bit humid, but it's going to be a really nice evening. And it looks like it's a good thing we get the game in tonight because we're going to have some really bad weather tomorrow and I think on Sunday. As Lafayette or West Lafayette Harrison, they make their way to the south end zone fence there, and they're ready to come on the field. Nice crowd on hand for homecoming, and on the home side, CF Roark Stadium seats about 4,000 people, and that should be expected to be pretty full this evening. And the visitor side remains a little bit empty, but still a lot of fans starting to file in. The Bulldogs are still in the locker room.
You know, their coach, Tony Martin, 3-33 in his fourth year at Harrison, so the struggles just continue there. It looks like they have good spirit, at least coming onto the field. I can tell you in Brownsburg's practice, you could tell the kids won last week. I saw some of their final practice Thursday. They're excited. They're happy. I think they're ready for this homecoming game. It is homecoming. We do have some of the, of course, we're going to have a king and queen for homecoming nominated here at halftime. We have some of the names as the nominees in the freshman class: Hannah Nikirk, Michelle Hoffa, Alyssa Kirkman. In the sophomore class, the nominees for Queen are Ashley Parker, Natalie Fleece, Savannah Benedict. Junior class, Lexi Green, Jenna Ferguson, Caitlin Dial. And for senior Queen, Caroline Antonio, Paige Cato, Julia Bond. Brownsburg Bulldogs taking the field now. And they are in their black jerseys tonight. Troy, that's a sharp look.
It is. I will tell you, and even though the Dogs sit, like we said, at that record of 2-4, this is really a statement game for this program. And I got to tell you, it's got to be a statement game, and Coach Comer's got to know he's got to win this football game tonight.
Absolutely. And, you dropped 4 straight there. The kids were dying for a win last week. They got it, and now here's a real good chance to get 2 in a row at home. The remaining schedule after this, of course, never easy in this conference. They will be They have the 2 games left. They will be at Zionsville next Friday, and then they close out with a big game against maybe the toughest team in this conference, certainly the most high-scoring team in Fishers.
And Fisher sits atop the conference at 5-1, and that statistical tie with Westfield.
So that schedule doubly makes this a big game tonight.
Fishers has dropped 231 points total offensively this season on their opponents. So Fishers definitely a team to be reckoned with, them and Hamilton Southeastern both up in Hamilton County.
Captains making their way to center field, or the center of the field. Captains include for Brownsburg, number 47, Brandon Dowers, number 34, Nathan Ramsey. Also tonight is number 4, well, that's not Caleb Cooley. Yes, it is Caleb Cooley, along with number 3, Isaiah Hightower. Caleb Cooley had a great defensive game last week, led the team in tackles, really coming on here now for the Brownsburg defense.
Well, again, like Chris said, the captains are at midfield. We're getting ready for the coin toss. And the crowd continues to file in. The band is taking their spot in the south end zone. Brownsburg will begin the football game heading from right to left. They'll be going from out of the south end zone towards the north end zone. Also, as Chris pointed out, the Bulldogs in their black jerseys tonight, which will be the first time they've worn them this year. So Brownsburg will be in the black jerseys with the purple numbers with the white outline, the purple helmets with the bold white stripe down the middle, the white face mask, and the white trademark dogs in cursive across the side of the helmet. And Lafayette, or West Lafayette Harrison, the Raiders will come out in their orange helmets with their white jerseys, the gray pants with the blue and orange stripe down the side, the blue numbers with the orange outline. So we're getting close to kickoff here. The clock has been set for 12 minutes for the first quarter. And the crowd is enjoying the Brownsburg fight song and trying to get this team really excited. But I got to tell you, the Bulldogs really have a lot of enthusiasm coming out on the field, Chris, and I think we should expect a really, really solid offensive and defensive effort, and a good effort on both sides of the ball tonight from the Bulldogs.
I really expect so, too. Brownsburg did, well, I'm not sure who won the toss, but Brownsburg will receive the kickoff.
It's hard to tell in high school football. They don't get on the PA and announce who won the toss. So we will tell you that the Bulldogs will be receiving Lafayette or West Lafayette Harrison. If I can keep from calling them Lafayette tonight more than 10 times, that'll be good. So the Raiders will be kicking off. The ball placed at their own 40-yard line. The kicker for West Lafayette is Zach Beeler.
Listman and Tokes Akinrabadi deep for Brownsburg to receive the kickoff.
That's Akinrabadi and I think Nick Torres back there, is it not? And the ball gets by. It is fielded cleanly on the bounce at about the 4-yard line and coming to the near side, brought down at about the 15-yard line. On the return is number 83 for the Bulldogs, and that's Vincent Lisman. And Lisman has shown a couple flashes this year of having some really, really good speed. He's 5'7", only 130 pounds. He's a sophomore. Lines up at the running back, defensive back position, and also the kick returner. So the Bulldogs will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Again, they'll be going from right to left, playing out of the south end zone and pushing towards the north end zone for the first quarter. Under center is the freshman quarterback, Hunter Johnson, takes the snap, pitches it to the right side, and a reverse. Devontae Allen got the ball, pitched it right back to Lisman, and on cue, Vincent Lisman, the sophomore, is involved in the first play from scrimmage. And even though the exchange between the quarterback and Devontae Allen was clean, looked like there was some confusion there, Chris, on Lisman's part after he received the ball. He had a nice hole up the middle, didn't take it, and came around to the near side and couldn't get around the corner.
You know what, Troy? That was actually designed to be a flea flicker. He wanted to pitch that back to the quarterback, but one of the Harrison defensemen got in there to break that up, so then he had to run. And that's a gutsy call from your own 14-yard line to show that flea flicker on the first play of the game.
The play could have been worse. Under center is the freshman Hunter Johnson. In the backfield is Akinrabadi. Takes the handoff. He's across the 20, across the 25 to the 26-yard line, about the 27, and that'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. So Akinrabadi comes out. We said he had to average more than that 2.9 or 2.7 yards a carry. He comes out and gets a nice gain on his first carry from scrimmage.
I think that's one reason why they knew they could try something like a flea flicker on that first down. Second play, you just give it to Tokes and have him go up the middle for some big yards.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how, if Brownsburg can control that line of scrimmage against Harrison tonight. That's really one of the keys of the game, Chris, like you mentioned earlier, that they have to do. Snap goes to Johnson. He's going to pass, comes to the near side. Caught on the near side by Isaiah Hightower, the 5'8", 160-pound wide receiver who is a senior. Short gain on the play, on the pass play. Johnson to Hightower. Ball will be placed at about the 31.5, almost the 32-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 5.
Good throw there by Hunter. Of course, he completed that pass. That is exactly half of the total completions he had in last week's 28-0 win when he had 2 completions.
Johnson under center. Akinrabadi is the lone back. Devontae Allen in motion. The handoff goes to Akinrabadi, and he's wrapped up. The ball is kept, but it's kept. Akinrabadi did not have the football. Well, and they fooled us again, Chris.
Yeah.
They've done that a number. Well, they fooled me at least. They may not have fooled you.
Well, Hunter is excellent at that, Troy. He will fake that ball up the middle to Tokes, and, of course, a lot of the defenders are keen on Tokes, and they do a real good job of faking that, and then Hunter will tuck it in his belly and try and get out around one of those ends. So no problem on that, Troy. That fools a lot of people. He's really good at that.
Hunter Johnson, the freshman quarterback on the scramble, gets another Bulldog first down. It's 1st and 10 from their own 39. Or, I'm sorry, their own 44-yard line. Johnson under center. Akinrabadi, the lone back. In motion is Lisman. The handoff this time does go to Akinrabadi, who has hit the line of scrimmage but powers his way forward for a gain of about 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Nice play by their senior linebacker, Parker Senesac. Made a good play to bring down the big, powerful sophomore running back, Tokes Akinrabadi.
So Lisman will come to the sidelines on the near side, the Bulldog sideline, and check out of the game. Receiver to the near side is Hightower. Akinrabadi in the backfield along with Devontae Allen, who is in motion. The handoff goes to this way to Welch, who fights his way forward. No, it is not Welch. It's number 33, Daniel Ferguson.
Little misdirection play. Fake it to Tokes, and Ferguson cutting back across the grain here, got that and made a good gain for the first down.
So Daniel Ferguson with the nice run. That'll bring up another first down for the Bulldogs. This will be at the Harrison 45-yard line. Hightower will be the receiver to the far side. One receiver set. Akinrabadi is in the backfield along with Devontae Allen. Allen goes in motion. Handoff goes to Akinrabadi. Cuts to the right side. And no, it's Devontae Allen has the football. He gets just across the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1 or 2. They're going to call it a gain of 1.
That was another good fake by Hunter. They got you again on that.
Got me again.
He's very good at that. Very deceptive on
I
that.
have to get my binoculars out or something.
But Harrison defense did a good job of staying with the actual ball carrier and brought him down.
Coming to the sideline is Bryce Tolley, the 6'2", 230-pound offensive lineman. He's a junior. Johnson takes a snap, gives the ball to Akinrabadi, pushes his way forward, and he's driven to the turf at about the 39-yard line for a short gain.
Nice tackle there by Trey Dyson, another senior linebacker for Harrison.
So that brings up 3rd and 7 from the Harrison 42, 7:55 the clock running, no score here in the first quarter. Big first down opportunity here for the Bulldogs, Chris. They really need this on this opening drive. They've eaten up a lot of clock and they need to get some points out of it.
Keep it going.
Lisman is in motion. The pitch goes to him on the near side, breaks around the corner to the 40. He's brought down and steps out of bounds just about the 35-yard line. He's going to be really close to the first down. And this may bring up a measurement or not. We'll see.
Well, Lisman showed you that speed, getting around that left end there for a good gain. It's going to be close, Troy.
They're going to call it a first down. So Lisman on the pitch around the left side for a gain of 8, which is what they needed. And Brownsburg has the ball 1st and 10 at the Harrison 35. 7:35 left to go. The clock running in the first quarter. Hightower, the receiver to the near side. To the far side in the wide slot is Devontae Allen. Dropping back, and he's going to pass. He's got Akinrabadi in the flat. Breaks it across the 35, down to the 30, cuts back, and he gets around to the 25. I thought he had a lot more open field there. That was a nice shoestring tackle. Probably saved a touchdown by Harrison.
Sure was. And I like that pass for the young freshman quarterback. Haven't been doing a lot of that. Just hit, Akinrabadi on a screen, and he was wide open. So Hunter Johnson, a good start, 2 for 2 in the passing area, and a good gain after the catch.
Bulldogs went with a 3-receiver set there, Chris, something we haven't seen very much at all this year. It really opened up the field. So Akinrabadi's the lone back, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. In motion is Lisman. Handoff goes to Akinrabadi. He pushes his way forward down to about the 21-yard line.
11 plays on this drive so far. A good opening drive. This is exactly what you want to see if you're watching the Brownsburg offense here tonight execute.
The Bulldogs are real close to using up half of the first quarter. They're down to, we're about at the 6:30 mark right now. Running the ball, keeping that clock running, keeping that Harrison defense on the field. 3 receivers set again. Akinrabadi is the lone back. In motion is Lisbon. The ball gets over the quarterback's hand. Lisbon grabs it. He's going to try and get around to the near side. He cannot. He is dropped for a loss. Or he got just back to the line of scrimmage, actually. It looked like a loss of 1 or 2. They're going to spot the ball at the 25, so it'll be I guess it'll be second down. It was a loss of 3. It was 2nd and 7. It'll be 3rd and 10 now.
We may see another pass play here.
Number 83, Lisbon looks like a little Wes Welker out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, good point, Troy.
Slot receiver, number 83 on the far side. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Akinrabadi's alone back, and he's going to pass it. It's complete to Hightower on the near side, who gets the ball. Reception is complete. Pass is complete, at about the 19-yard line of Harrison. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to kick.
Yeah, they've got Brandon. He hasn't had many attempts so far this year. He's 2 out of 3, but, of course, this is good range for him. They're going to try and get on the board first. You want to get points off that long opening drive. Hunter Johnson, 3 out of 3 passing on that first possession. He came in as just under 30% for the year. So good start for the freshman quarterback.
Flag is down, so we made a delay a game penalty against Brownsburg, so that's going to move them back 5 yards. From where we were at, it was a 26, about a 36-yard field goal. This is going to make it about a 41-yard attempt. Just a little over 41, almost 42 yards.
That's well within his range. You could move it back another 5 to 6 yards. He could still hit it, but you never want a penalty like that to force a longer try.
Brandon Dowers is the 6-foot, 190-pound kicker. He's a senior, and as Chris pointed out, has a really, really phenomenal leg. Snap is down, the kick is up, and if it stays, it is good. So 3-0 at the 4:45 mark in the first quarter. The Bulldogs, with a successful field goal, make it 3-0, and a really nice drive to open up the first half. They used a lot of time, only 4:45 left to go in the first quarter. The Dogs lead it 3-0.
Right now at all Avon and Brownsburg McDonald's, you can check out the brand new Mighty Wings. They are hearty bone-in chicken wings that are crispy and breaded with a spicy kick. Available in 3-piece, 5-piece, or 10 pieces. 3-piece, now only $2.99. We do want to thank also our friends at the Hendricks County Flyer that have helped make tonight's video webcast possible. Please check them out online, as well as watch tonight's game at flyergroup.com. Motion 360 by Hendricks Regional Health provides care for the way you were meant to move. We care for every muscle, bone, and joint in your body to get you back to the activities you love. Get more information online at mymotion360.org.
Well, Chris, the Bulldogs did something we haven't seen a lot this year out of them. They used up a lot of clock in the first quarter. They held on to the ball, and really a couple of miscues there, but they recovered from the mistakes really well. And Hunter Johnson threw the ball well. Was 3 for 3. They opened up the offense to 3 receiver sets. And maybe we're seeing maybe a change of pace in the offense for the Bulldogs.
I like those type of pass plays for him. They didn't try to go down the field conservative. Tokes had a good drive there. Listman a good drive running the ball. So, and that's okay to stop and take a field goal there. You got points off the opening drive.
Dowers will kick it off. The ball sails deep and into the end zone, out of the end zone actually. That'll be a touchback. And Harrison will have the ball at their own 20. We're at the 4:45 mark in the first quarter. The Dogs lead it 3-0 after a impressive drive to open up the game. Harrison will be moving out of the north end zone and pushing towards the south one. They'll be moving left to right.
Brownsburg in this first quarter is going with the wind. That wind out of the south, that's a warm wind. That's one reason the temperatures are up here, but not much of a wind, but helped on both those Brandon Dowers kicks, especially on that kickoff.
So Harrison's going to open it up as well. They'll start in the shotgun set with a 3 receiver set and a 2 tight ends in the game. They're led by the senior quarterback, Jake Lasky, number 12. Lasky out of the shotgun, looking to pass. He's going to throw it deep down the far sideline and throws it over the head of the intended receiver, number 2, Nathan Brown. Brown is a senior, 6 foot, 145 pounds. He was the receiver to the far side, down the far sideline, and he overthrew him. So if that's any indication here, this could be kind of exciting series here with Harrison.
Both teams try to open up with a big offensive play there. Bulldogs had their senior leader. It's been great on defense. On a blitz right there was Zach Carlson, the middle linebacker, and he almost got to that quarterback.
Number 25, Daniel Wright, will be the lone back. Under center is the senior quarterback, Jake Lasky. He hands off to Wright, and he gets a couple of yards across the 20 to about the 24-yard line where he's brought down, a gain of about 4. Daniel Wright's a junior, 5'6", 170-pound running back.
Mac Dutra and Riley Ish on the stop there. Big Mac Dutra, he's been a staple on that defensive line, been good all year. Banged up a bit with a knee and an elbow, but he plays 100% all the time, and he's an important factor on that Brownsburg defensive line.
Lasky under center. We have a timeout, and Harrison was not going to get the play off. The play clock was down to about 2 seconds. So timeout, Lafayette Harrison. At the 4:02 mark, the Dogs lead it 3-0.
At Bill Estes Ford, our number one goal is to save you time. Whether you are dealing with our service department, parts department, or new and pre-owned sales, our goal is to make sure you are a satisfied customer and that it's an easy process. Don't forget you can have a complete oil change for just $19.95. Check them out online at BillEstesFord.com. Bill Estes Ford, soon to have a new look at 450 East Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. Call them today at 852-2231. That's Bill Estes Ford, 852-2231.
Bulldogs lead it 3-0, and Harrison with the ball on their first possession of the game here in the first quarter. The Dogs used up a good amount of time in the first quarter. We're at the 4:02 mark. Harrison has had 2 plays from scrimmage. They're moving left to right out of the north end zone. Senior quarterback Jake Lasky is in the shotgun. The lone running back, number 25, Daniel Wright. 3 receiver set. Lasky takes the snap. He rolls to his right side. He's looking to pass. Throws it over the middle and almost picked off. The pass was intended for number 11, Dresden Johnson, the senior wide receiver. He took a big hit, and the ball fell into the hands almost of number 9, Brad Gullinger.
Bulldogs intercepted 4 passes last week and almost had one there. That was a big factor in last week's game. They got some defensive turnovers, something they have not been doing much of this year, but boy, they got them last week at Jeff.
Gullinger will turn right around and return this punt as Harrison will kick as they go 3 and out to start their portion of the first quarter. The punt is up and hits at just short of midfield, and Harrison will let it bounce. It gets a Harrison bounce, and they'll down it at about the 37-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over. Again, they lead it 3-0, 3:46 left to go in the first quarter. Brownsburg, the offense coming onto the field, led by the freshman quarterback Hunter Johnson. So a lot of activity. One of the things I've noticed tonight, Chris, is that the Brownsburg offense is very, very fluid. A lot of motion prior to snap. We saw some of that throughout the season, but not in the 3 receiver and 2 receiver sets. A lot of bunching up around the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this group's improved. They've worked hard in practice. They're making strides on both sides of the ball.
Handoff goes Akin Rabadi, who has a nice carry across the 40-yard line down to about the 43.
Junior center Dustin Dowers is the center here for Brownsburg. He's had a good year. He's learning as he goes, but we haven't had many fumbled snaps. We want to knock on wood when we say that, but he's been a good center for them. Number 67, Dustin Dowers.
2nd and 5 from their own 43. The snap goes to Johnson. Pitches to the right side of Devontae Allen. Turns the corner. 50. He breaks the tackle, and he's brought down by his shoestrings at the 38-yard line, and he was a step away from being gone for a touchdown. Really nice play. Got Devontae. That's that speed again, his ability to make those quick cuts. And I think Devontae Allen, number 21, he's a junior, really is a key for this team going into next year. Him and Akin Rabadi both.
Well, you've mentioned it too, Troy, that you're seeing progress on this offense. They don't just have to give it to Tokes, which they did in the first few games. they've got other weapons they can utilize now so that the defense can't just key on Tokes.
Achenrabadi's the lone back. Devontae Allen in motion. And Hunter Johnson, the freshman quarterback, is going to keep it on the fake to Achenrabadi. Runs right of center and across the 35-yard line down to about the 34. They're going to mark it at the 35-yard line. So that's going to bring up about 2nd and 7. Gain of 3 on the play, a little over 3 on the play on the keeper by Johnson. Johnson comes to the near sideline, gets the call from the Brownsburg bench. The Brownsburg sideline, I should say.
Yeah, they don't signal in place for him. He runs over real quick and gets the call directly from the offensive coordinator.
5 seconds left on the play clock, a little bit of a hurry. Johnson under center, Achenrabadi alone back, and Achenrabadi takes the handoff left to center, keeps barreling and pushing those legs forward. He's down to about the 30-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 2.
Trey Dyson again in on the tackle for Harrison.
Three 0 Bulldogs, 1:48 and the clock running left to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 3 from the West Lafayette Harrison 30-yard line. 3 receiver set. Achenrabadi is the lone back. Hunter Johnson, the freshman quarterback, out of the shotgun. Lisman in motion. The handoff's going to go to Achenrabadi to right of center. Dives his way forward, and he got the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they continue to drive and try and get in the end zone here in the first quarter.
5 plays on this drive, all runs, started at their own 37. Right now they're down to the Harrison 28.
So down to the Harrison 28-yard line, as Chris said, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 3 receiver set again. Hightower to the near side. Lisman and number 33, Daniel Ferguson, to the right side. Pass comes to the near side to Hightower on the screen. The flat, and he almost breaks the tackle. Gets himself down to about the 19-yard line. Close to another first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs. That clock continues to run, 54, 53. We'll have one more play here probably in the first quarter.
Boy, senior defensive back Nick Morris there, the Raiders, just got a shoestring tackle on Hightower to prevent that touchdown.
Achenrabadi the lone back, the 3 receiver set again. Johnson takes the snap. He's going to pass. He's got a receiver over the middle. Pass is complete to the eligible tackle, number 99, Bryce Tolle, the offensive lineman. And we've seen him fill that big tight end role a couple of times this year, Chris, and really nice hands, and he got down the sideline pretty well. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, started the year playing defense only, and then when they wanted to make a move to get more athletes out on the field, he went to the offense, and he's done a good job. Boy, that was a nice pass by Hunter. He is 5 out of 5 so far in this game on passing.
Achenrabadi the lone back, the 3 receiver set, Devontae Allen and Lisman to the far side. Lisman in motion. And Johnson's going to keep it, and he's going to run into the end zone, diving for the touchdown. He got hit hard, but he's in. I hope he's okay. He took a big hit at the goal line.
Boy, he did. Jeep Morehouse, a junior defensive player
and
for them.
Got his helmet off, and now he's put it back on. He's running to the sideline. And a really nice carry and a nice hand for the freshman quarterback on the keeper to the right side for the touchdown. And the Bulldogs lead it 9-0 with the point after coming.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Last week he got on the board with a rushing touchdown. Now he has another one here against Harrison tonight.
I don't know how many plays there, Chris. I know you're tallying them, but 11 plays on the first drive. Harrison goes 3 and out.
8 on this one.
And 8 on this one. So 19 offensive plays for the Bulldogs in the first quarter. And the results of that, they lead it 10-0, 8.3 seconds left to go in the first. Here at homecoming night, CF Roark Stadium, the Indiana University Health Sports Complex at BillEssis.com field. Again, thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. You can listen to us at audiosportsonline.com or xrbradio.com. And again, at the 8.3 seconds left in the first quarter, the Dogs lead it 10-0.
Established in 1882 as Harris Bank and owned by BMO Financial Group since 1984, BMO Harris Bank has grown to become one of the largest banks in the Midwest, serving personal, commercial, and affluent customers. They are located at 610 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. For more information, call them at 852-2683. That's BMO Harris Bank at 852-2683. So Brownsburg now has taken a 10-0 lead. 2 good offensive possessions, both putting points on the board and they'll kick to Harrison here with just a few seconds left in the first quarter. As we said, we're going to have some kings and queens of homecoming announced. We did want to mention the guys here. For senior king, Donnie Spencer, Trent Cabrich, Patrick Holden, and Greg Bandy are the candidates. So, of course, homecoming always a exciting halftime here. We're expected to have a special guest here in the halftime booth at halftime, somebody you all know and love, so we want you to stay tuned for that too.
Number 47, Brandon Dowers, will kick off for the Bulldogs. Kick is high. Oh, and they're going to onside kick it, and the Bulldogs, they got it.
I think they got
Brownsburg
it.
Brownsburg football.
Boy, they are pulling kick in the first quarter. They
I would
recovered
say
that ball.
I would say they're letting it all hang out, Chris, a little bit.
I believe it might have been Johnny Dotlich, number 24, who got that. I think so.
You know, Chris, that's one of the things. I actually had this discussion earlier today with a coworker and a good friend of mine whose son plays high school football here in the area in Central Indiana. And the persistent and constant onside kick is something that they're seeing a lot more in high school football.
Oh.
And maybe that's something we can talk about here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
After this play, we'll get right back to that. The Bulldogs come out. They lead it 10-0. 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Johnson almost fumbled the snap, and he goes to pitch the ball out to the near side. I don't know if that was Lisman or not. I think it was.
Yeah.
He makes a wise decision when the ball hits the turf and falls on it, and that is the end of the first quarter. And the Bulldogs lead it 10-0. And what I was going to say, Chris, is that the discussion earlier is that the onside kick has really become something that's being utilized as a tool in some areas in high school football in Indiana. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit controversial. You know, IHSAA has the rule, the ball crosses the goal line on the kickoff. It cannot be returned, and that's in there to prevent injury and concussion. But if teams are consistently onside, doing the onside kick to try and get as many offensive possessions as possible, it's hard for some high school teams to field and be ready for. Harrison was not expecting that. They weren't prepared for the onside kick there. The Bulldogs get it.
Sure.
How long does that go on before it's addressed in the rules?
Yeah, I'm sure they're talking about it. Although I think that's a good coach's decision right there. That's being aggressive. Your team's 2-4 coming into this game. It's homecoming. You want to put on a show, but the main thing, of course, you want to win the ball game. But I think that's a good coaching move right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Coach Comer has really kind of shown tonight, kind of let it all hang out a little bit, and let's get a big win tonight. And like you said, put on a show for this great homecoming crowd here at Brownsburg.
The other thing we've seen is kickoffs that not are an onside, but they'll kick it short, of course, to keep it away from speed, and that's that's a common thing in football. They did that last week to effect against Lafayette Jeff's speed, but that was interesting. Onside kick here in the first, in that first quarter, first possession of the second quarter.
Few scores from baseball. We'll get to the playoffs underway, of course. We'll get to those after. Then there's we still have a ceremony going on, and we
still got people on the field, Troy.
So a little bit of miscommunication there between the officiating staff and the athletic staff here at Brownsburg, but that ceremony that was taking place towards the south end zone is now over.
Boy, this big new giant grandstand here at the BillEstes.com field is full over here. I don't see many empty seats at all, so the hometown folks turning out good for homecoming.
Somewhere in the area of 4,000 plus tonight on the home side for the Dogs. Johnson's going to pass to the near side. A nice catch there by number 10, Michael Clare. So again, that freshman quarterback Hunter Johnson comes out. And, Chris, we saw, I thought, early in his tenure as the starting quarterback this year that he's got a really good arm.
Yeah,
I think he's
does.
a freshman. He's young. It may be a maturity issue of making good decisions.
Right.
But he really seems to go out there. He does command the offense, takes the plays in, does a nice job, and like you said, on disguising the keeper. Very sound, good football athlete as a freshman. Handoff goes to Akram Rabani, who dives his way forward to about the 35-yard line. He's going to be about the 36-yard line.
Well, you're right. Hunter can throw, and that's why he's starting major high school football here in his freshman year. He's obviously got some skills. Now he's got to learn the offense and learn to make good decisions. But as time goes on, he's going to be a very good quarterback for this Brownsburg Bulldog football team.
little bit of pause in the action. The Braves have scored in the bottom of the fourth inning. They lead the Dodgers 2-1 in Atlanta at Turner Field. The Tigers and the Oakland A's will be coming up at about 9:30 from Oakland, playing on the West Coast. The Pirates beat their magical season continues. They beat the Cardinals tonight 7-1. I know you hate to hear that, Chris. You're Redbirds.
Troy.
But you had to be satisfied with the Red Legs getting bounced like they were by the Pirates.
I like that.
And the Red Sox beat up on the Rays pretty hard today at Fenway, 12-2. That game is a final from earlier. So 10:44 mark here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs lead it 10-0.
Running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-3652 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg. That's the Hendricks County Estate Buyers.
So the teams are taking a little bit of a breather, and I think we're seeing one of those official kind of mandated timeouts. Nobody was charged a timeout.
It may be, Troy.
It's not really hot, but it is very humid.
Yes.
The booth is very humid. So I'm sure the players are having to condition themselves a little bit on the field. Johnson under center has a little bit of trouble with the snap. Comes up, and he's going to throw to the end zone, but he's going to overthrow the receiver. Number 10, Michael Clare, was getting harassed by a couple of Harrison Raider defenders there and could not break free. But a really good idea, and up 10-0, trying to get another quick 7 there.
So far, Hunter's thrown some short balls, easy balls. He was completed 6 out of 7 coming into that. So threw the ball downfield a little bit, just couldn't find the open receiver. Harrison will take over on downs here.
So the Bulldogs were going for it there on fourth down. They are unsuccessful. The Harrison Raiders will take over at their own 35-yard line, moving from right to left. Back out of the shotgun and back to pass is Lasky. Lasky's going to run, gets across the 40, across the near side, diving across the 45-yard line to the 46. So the senior quarterback, Jake Lasky, doesn't have anybody out of the shotgun. He dropped back in the pocket to pass, and he chose to run around the near side and showed some nice speed getting around the corner.
Boy, Nathan Ramsey got in their backfield and almost got a sack. Then, Lasky took off, showed some good speed there. Bryce Tolley playing both ways tonight, made the tackle, big number 99 for Brownsburg.
Tolley had a really nice reception, almost got in the end zone for a touchdown. That
Yes.
reception set up the Brownsburg touchdown at the end of the first quarter. Lasky out of the shotgun, 4-receiver set. He's going to keep it up the middle, and it gets down to about the 50 right across midfield, and they're going to mark him down at midfield.
Ramsey and Dutra on the tackle there. First down, Harrison.
Gain of 5 and a first down for the Raiders. (10-12), the clock running. Bulldogs lead it 10-0 here in the first quarter.
People did make the trip down. Their visiting stands filled in the center. They're filled out a little bit. Of course, there's a big Brownsburg contingent here tonight.
Lasky out of the shotgun, 4-receiver set with one lone running back. Lasky's going to pass out of the shotgun. Now he's going to run across midfield to the 50. Cuts back at the 40-yard line. He's going to the far side, and he's caught by Dutra from behind. Mac Dutra, the 5'11", 220-pound junior defensive lineman, catches the speedy senior quarterback from the Raiders from behind. Really nice play there by Dutra, Chris.
Yeah, it was. Never give up, and he, pursued that quarterback. This Mr. Lasky showed now when he drops back in that pocket, if he doesn't have an open man, watch out. He can take off and run with effect.
Big difference in this offensive set versus the first offensive set by Harrison in the first quarter. 4-receiver set, one lone back. Lasky out of the shotgun. Handoff goes to number 25, Daniel Wright. He's met hard at the line of scrimmage, but fights his way forward for a gain of about 2. That's going to bring up about 2nd and 8.
Tolley and Dutra again in on that stop. Boy, they stood him up right at the line of scrimmage. Good play by the Brownsburg D.
Checking out of the game is number 11, Dresden Johnson for Harrison. Lasky will be under center with the lone back Daniel Wright, 2-receiver set with 2 tight ends. In motion is number 4, Cook. And the keeper up the middle, or the handoff, to right for a gain of about 3. That's going to bring up third and about 4 yards for the Raiders.
Harrison getting good positive yardage on these plays on this drive right now. They've run 5 plays so far. They're down to the 30. I know they'd like to get a score here. Last week they did lose their game to Zionsville. Scored 13 points, though, in the loss.
Ball at the Harrison 30. Rolling to the near side. Lasky's going to keep it, and he's brought down for a short gain. He might have got 1 yard on the keeper around the near side.
Dotlich and Riley-ish in on the tackle.
Good defensive spy there by the Brownsburg defense.
Is that 4th down, Troy?
That's going to bring up 4th and about 3.
They're going to go.
It's going to be a short 3. It's really about 2.5, and they're going to go for it. Good decision here, I think, by Harrison.
Yeah, why not?
They probably don't have
6, go for it.
They don't have the kicking game that the Bulldogs do. 41-yard field goal in the first half by Brownsburg by their kicker, Brandon Dowers. Here we go. 4th and 3 under center is Lasky. The lone back is 25, Daniel Wright, and he calls timeout. 7:28 mark in the second quarter. The Bulldogs lead at 10-0.
Looking for an affordable option for a college degree? Take a look closer to home. Ivy Tech Community College's new campus in Crawfordsville is conveniently located off of I-74, and it has the lowest tuition in the state. You can earn an associate degree in business entirely on the Crawfordsville campus. The degree transfers to Western Governors University, and you can use IvyTech.edu. Now is the time, or call 888 Ivy Line, IVY Line.
Some news from the north side. Warren Central, who has not had the year that the Warriors usually do, lead Carmel at Carmel 6-0, 7:41 left to go in the half.
Our neighbors to the south have a big game tonight, Plainfield. We'll look that up for you, but they are playing Franklin. Plainfield coming in 4-2. The Franklin Grizzly Cubs also 4-2, so that's a big game. We'll try and get you that score later.
Grizzly Cubs and the Quakers doing battle south of us here in Plainfield. Here, although they fumble the snap on 4th and 3, but Lasky picks it up, and he's in a lot of trouble. Running to the far side. He's going to try and get around the corner for the first down. He's dropped for a loss. Pulled down from behind on the turf. The Brownsburg defender took a big hit there in the backfield. Almost looked like a clip, but it was more just kind of a blindside block.
Jamar Conway on that excellent pursuit and tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Have some requests for a Ron Colley update by some of our listeners, if we can get it. So Brownsburg will take over on offense. Achenarbody will be the lone back. The freshman quarterback, Hunter Johnson, will be under center. The receiver to the near side is Hightower. In motion, Devontae Allen. The handoff goes to Achenarbody, around to the right of center. Barrels his way forward across the 40 to about the 39 or the 41-yard line. Nice run there by Achenarbody. Going to bring up that was a nice run of 7 yards by Achenarbody, which brings up 2nd and short. 2nd down and 3, 6:23 left to go, 10-0 Bulldogs. Johnson takes the snap, gives it to Achenarbody. Nice run for the first down, makes the cut at the 45, and he's brought down at about the 49-yard line. First down for the Bulldogs.
Boy, Toke showing his strength there. You know, he's just 15 years old, a sophomore, but boy, he's got strong legs. Showed him there on that run.
Well, timeout taken by Harrison. 6:17 left to go in the first half. The Bulldogs lead it 10-0.
Did you know Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg has been serving Hendricks County and the west side of Indianapolis with an extensive selection of finer diamonds and gemstones since 1958? Nelson Jewelers is a family-owned jewelry store specializing in unique jewelry, jewelry repair, appraisals, and watch repair. Nelson Jewelers is conveniently located downtown Brownsburg across from the Hendricks County Bank. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street. and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
So Brett Comer's Brownsburg Bulldogs tonight are really shown that they've kind of evolved or morphed a little bit offensively tonight, Kristen. I don't know what you saw last week. I didn't have the privilege of doing the game against Lafayette Jeff, but this is a different offense than I've seen. Some of the motions the same. You got a lot of Devontae Allen in motion. Of course, Johnson's not afraid to keep the ball and run himself, but Brownsburg's really controlled the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball the whole game.
Well, more people involved. And also now this offensive line, we don't give them enough credit. They've worked together for several games now, and they're evolving too, being more effective in their blocking.
Johnson's going to keep it. He gets across midfield, and he's brought down from behind. And a flag for the late hit. They stole my thunder. I was just getting ready to say he came in a little bit late, landed on him. So Johnson was down on the ground, and a Harrison defender dove on top of him.
We shouldn't say it, but pretty clean game so far as the penalties go.
Very much so. The ball was carried to about the Harrison 48. The personal foul on top of that will add 15 more yards, and it'll be first down and 10 deep into Harrison territory for the Bulldogs.
That was a 15-yarder.
Down 10-0. Those are penalties that Harrison cannot get. The ball will be spotted at the about the 33-yard line of Harrison. In motion is Lisman. The pitch goes to him on the far side. Nice block up front by Devontae Allen. Nice cutback and pushes his way forward for really close to another Brownsburg first down. That's number 83, Vincent Lisman, the 5'7", 130-pound wide receiver. And again, that little Wes Welker flash, Chris.
Yes, he has 71 total yards on 11 carries coming into this game. Brownsburg fans would like to see him get in the end zone. He's done everything but so far, and he's a good receiver too. So I think they're going to try and get him in the end zone if they get a chance.
Michael Clare is the receiver to the near side. Devontae Allen's in motion. The handoff goes to Akron Rabati, who cuts around the near side. Across the 10 to the 5, diving forward. He's pushed out of bounds short of the end zone. They're going to mark him out at the 4. That was a really nice fluid run by Akron Rabati there, Chris, as he used his speed and a little bit of finesse to get around the near side and close to the end zone.
Yes, and used that good old straight arm to get a few extra yards there. Good run by Tokes. He's going to be maybe upward, somewhat close to 100 yards here in the first half.
5:32 left. First down and goal for the Bulldogs. Under center is Johnson. Devontae Allen in motion. The pitch goes to him to the near side. He cuts back upfield and whistles. Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if that was a whistle from the student section or a whistle from the field, Chris.
I don't know either. There are no flags down that I see, so he's going to be brought down and injured a little bit.
Devontae Allen is laying down on the turf. He is moving around.
He kind of got thrown down by the Harrison defenders there in a group tackle. Looks to be a leg injury maybe, but I think he's going to be okay. They're going to help him up now. He's going to have to be helped off.
So Allen looks like he has a left knee injury.
Boy, you don't want to lose him. We've been talking about him quite a bit here in this first half. He's developed into an effective weapon now for Brownsburg, and that does not look too good. It's definitely a left knee, and the training staff helping him off. Crump there with the training staff. She's very good at this, so they're going to take him and test him over here on the sideline. We'll keep an eye on it.
Looks like he got pulled down from behind, Chris, and one of the things we've talked about Devontae Allen is he's really that other weapon offensively for Brownsburg. So Lisman will go in motion this time. The handoff to Akron Rabati. Drives forward, pushing his way down close to the goal line, but he's going to be short of the end zone. They're going to spot him at the 1, so that's going to bring up they're going to mark it about the 2-yard line, actually. That's going to bring up third down and goal from the 2. 4:47 left to go. The clock running here in the first half. The Bulldogs lead it 10-0.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tokes go right up the middle on a power run here.
Third and goal from the 2. Johnson under center. Lisman in motion. Handoff goes to Akron Rabati, and he is dropped for a loss.
Well, Harrison read that one well, and they did have him stopped with a Colin Zay, just a sophomore, but he made a good play in there.
So 4:21 left to go. 10-0 Bulldogs. Still here in the first half. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to go for it. It's going to be 4th down and goal to goal from the 5. Even though the Dogs lead at 10-0 here, really would like to have this touchdown, Chris.
I don't know what they're going to try here.
Johnson under center, 3 receiver set, and a flag on the play and a delay of game penalty.
You know, they actually had Johnson split out as a receiver. Their JV quarterback, Mr. Fink,
number 7, Clint Fink.
He was lined up under center.
Clint Fink is a 6 foot, 175-pound. Really, he's listed as a wide receiver. He's a junior.
I don't think they got the play called they wanted. Coach Comer called that timeout. They just weren't set up the way they wanted right there.
You wonder if they were looking to maybe throw the ball to Johnson in the flat, have him throw it back to Fink,
that could
going
be.
the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3:50 left to go in the half. Brownsburg leads at 10-0. Little water break and for the teams. Timeout called by the Dogs. Each team has 1 timeout left to go in the first half.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect, that's what you get with Westside Plumbing. Call them at 445-8399. That's Westside Plumbing, 445-8399.
Well, Fink's going to be under center again. It looks like Akinrabadi is the lone back. The wide receiver to the far side is number 14, Jalen Hall. Fink's going to throw it to Hall in the corner of the end zone and bat it away nicely by the Harrison defender. Really nice defensive play there, and the Bulldogs come up empty.
You know, I'm kind of wondering about that. Why wouldn't you take the 3 points there with a field goal? You know Brandon Dowers can hit from there, but Brownsburg is pulling out all the stops tonight in their effort to get a homecoming win, and they went for it on 4th down there from, just short of the goal line.
So 3:45 left to go in the first half. West Lafayette Harrison Raiders will take over at their own 5. Brownsburg unsuccessful on the 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. You got to wonder why they wonder why they brought Fink in, Chris. Didn't appear that that Johnson had suffered any sort of injury, or
I guess to give him a different look and give him a little experience. He's been their JV starter.
Thrown across the middle, and they missed the wide receiver. Jake Lasky, the senior quarterback, had number 11 Dresden Johnson, the speedy Dresden Johnson, wide open across the middle of the field, and if he had got that, there were 2 Brownsburg defenders homing in on him, but I don't know if they would have caught him or not.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a pretty good pass. If he could have hauled that in, but Brownsburg defense was right there on him, but that was a good way to try and get out of the end zone territory there, or deep in your own territory. Almost completed it.
So 3:40 left to go. Lasky out of the shotgun, 4 receiver set. Drops back to pass. He's going to run on the screen, and he falls down. He's tripped up, actually, at the line of scrimmage. Tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He stumbles his way forward for a gain of about 3 yards.
Justin Lazaro got his hand out there and brought him down.
That is going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. We're going to call it 3rd and 7 now. Lasky, the quarterback under center. Receiver to the far side, number 15, Brock Arms. 1 receiver to the near side. They pitch it to the near side to number 43, Cameron Green. Carries the ball for the first down across the 15-yard line as the clock continues to run. 2:49 left to go in the half.
Still getting untangled there. Brad Geilinger's been excellent on defense for Brownsburg. He's just a little guy, number 9, but he does a lot of things for them. Returns punt, plays defense, and he's been very, very good defender for Brownsburg here as this year's gone on.
So Lasky has definitely shown two versions of himself tonight. The offense in the first possession for Harrison was very plain. Not a lot to it. They've been very dynamic on offense since then, although they haven't been able to score yet. Lasky under center. He puts Green in motion again. The handoff goes to number 25, Daniel Wright, the running back. He fights his way ahead for a gain of about 6.
You know, Harrison would have a long way to go here. Sure, they'd like to get on the board before the first half ends, but they probably don't want anything bad to happen like a turnover. Brownsburg defense, of course, looking to pitch a shutout here, which would be their 6th consecutive quarter without allowing a point.
Update from Martinsville. Roncalli leads the Artesians 21-0.
Wow.
On the road tonight. Lasky out of the shotgun. Drops back to pass, looking downfield for a receiver. He's going to try and run again. He's brought down from behind as the pocket really started to collapse. Nice job of staying focused by the defensive line of the Dogs there.
Justin Lazaro, another stop. Brownsburg rushed at least 5 defenders on that, and they were able to bring the quarterback down. Brings up a 3rd and 1, Troy.
Looks like about 3rd and it's going to be right about maybe 2, a long one. They're going to call it 3rd and 1 from the 24. 1:29 left to go. The clock's still running. Harrison has 1 timeout. Big defensive stop available here for the Dogs. They pitch the ball to Green on the near side. Cuts up and gets the first down. Ball comes loose, and they're going to say either he was whistled down. The whistle was in progress. It was recovered by Brownsburg, but they're going to call the runner down.
Number 13 for Brownsburg, Tyler Kurtz, came up, made a big hit on that, wrapped him up, almost caused a turnover.
Cameron Green on the run around the near side for the first down. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 29. Lasky under center. Daniel Wright, the running back. In motion is Green. Fake the pitch to Green. Rolling to his right is Lasky. He hits Miller in the flat, and on the screen, Miller dives close to a first down. He's going to be short by about 2 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Raiders. And they're trying to hurry it up. 48, 47, 46 seconds left.
It was their first completed pass of the game, and a nice throw there.
Lasky out of the shotgun. And it looks like that's going to be a free play as Brownsburg might have been offsides. Down the field, he throws it away. Pass was intended for number 15, Brock Arms, the wide receiver, the senior wide receiver on the far side of the field. So by virtue of no stoppage of play, I'm going to assume it was against the Dogs. A neutral zone infraction, encroachment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that, Troy. The referees huddling to hash it out here with 34.4 seconds left. Brownsburg defense trying to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Officials are huddled, as Chris said there, about the 35-yard line. And
Mr. Lasky going to get in on that now, too. He wants to know what's going on.
Not real sure what they're conferencing about, honestly. Oh, trying to figure out what the penalty was.
Yeah, they'll go over and explain to head coach Tony Martin of West Lafayette Harrison.
Looks like it's definitely against Brownsburg. They're trying to sort it out. They're going to call a false start against Harrison. And
both sides.
A defensive penalty. And there's 3 flags on the play. So you had 2 offsetting penalties and then a roughing of the quarterback. And we'll see if they're going to march off the penalty, and they are. So you had 2 offsetting defensive penalty, or an offensive procedure per penalty, a defensive procedure penalty, and then you had a roughing of the quarterback.
Oh, I see.
So the roughing of the quarterback stands. That'll add on 15 yards for the Raiders, and a big break for them. 34 seconds left to go in the half here. They trail 10-0. So the receiver to the near side is number 2, Nathan Brown. Lasky will be out of the shotgun. Receiver to the far side, number 15, Brock Arms. Official retrieving his penalty flag there. And we're ready to go. Lasky out of the shotgun. No running back. By himself in the backfield. In motion is number 11, Dresden Johnson, and another false start by the Raiders.
Their starting center, number 77, Evan Sturgeon. A junior is their center. Snapped the ball good. I'm not sure what this call is going to be.
Well, there's actually not a flag down on the field, Chris. There's just there was a whistle from the line judge, I believe.
Well, and they're going to huddle again.
Thought the ball was in the right spot.
They're going to talk about it. Let's see what they do here. Brownsburg going to bring in some new players. Stone Neese going to come on the field. Geilinger's coming in.
So I don't know if we had a clock issue there, Chris, or a ball spot issue, but there's not a flag down on the field.
And I don't think they're sure either. And Coach Comer out questioning. He's not happy with their decision-making, or lack of decision-making skills here by this crew.
Well, Brownsburg leads at 10-0. 23 seconds left to go in the first half. The Raiders have one timeout. They'll have the ball at their own 48. They trail 10-0 here in the first half.
We're still not set.
The umpire needs to come on and either make an announcement about why we stopped play, or
he wants to reset the clock.
It was a clock issue. Yeah. And that was not loud enough for the clock operator to hear, I don't think, because I didn't hear what he said, Chris. Did you?
Sounded like reset it to at least 24 or 34 even, but now the teams are going to huddle up as we try to get that clock reset here.
Again, 23 seconds left to go in the first half. The Dogs lead at 10-0. And these last 30 seconds of the first half are going to be a little painful, I think, Chris. It's going to take us a while to get this sorted out. So they're asking that the clock be reset to 34.4 seconds.
Yeah, we heard it.
There we go.
Brownsburg over here waiting to start those halftime big homecoming festivities.
So here we go. Lasky will be out of the shotgun. 4 receiver set. From their own 48, Lasky takes a snap, drops back to pass, rolls to the right side, looking downfield, lets it fly, and he throws it away. And Harrison has had no luck with that rollout pass play on offense yet.
No, Troy, they've only got one completion so far. This is the 8th play of this drive. They've held on to it here to try to move the ball and get a score before half, but we know Brownsburg defense wants to keep this shutout string intact, get them off the field here at halftime with no points allowed. Lasky limping on that right leg now, so he took a hit or made a wrong step on that last play.
So 28.2 seconds left to go, 10-0 Brownsburg. Harrison with the ball at their own 48. 2nd down and 10. One timeout left for the Raiders. Lasky takes the snap out of the shotgun, throws it across the middle, complete it to the receiver at the 45, and he's brought down. The pass was complete to number 4, Arian Cook.
Clock
the senior wide receiver. The clock continues to roll. 15, 14, 13, timeout Raiders. No, they're going to go ahead with the play. Takes a snap, and he downs the ball. So Lasky spikes it with 9.2 seconds left, and they've got time for 2 plays.
And they're going to
go
ahead.
Have really controlled this game and left some points on the board earlier. They left 6 points out there. They had the ball 1st and goal from the 2, I believe.
It was a curious decision, but, they're feeling better about their defense here now, Troy. Maybe they felt, well, hey, our defense can stop them if we don't make this. Let's go ahead and try and punch it in the end zone and get 6 points.
Lasky out of the shotgun, 3 receiver set. Fakes the handoff, racked a pass out of a lot of pressure, and he'll throw that one away as well. That'll bring up 4th down and 2, 4.4 seconds left to go.
Nathan Ramsey and Stone Neese put a lot of pressure up there in the middle on that blitz, and that'll stop this possession. Brownsburg defense going to maintain that shutout, looks like, here in that first half, as Brownsburg will take over now.
So the unsuccessful conversion of the fourth down gives the Bulldogs the ball back. 4.4 seconds left to go in the first half. They lead it 10-0. The smart thing here, well, conventional wisdom would say take a knee here. We'll see if that happens. And really something that is kind of interesting out there for the Dogs, Clint Fink is under center again, even in the victory formation to end the half. So that'll be something that we'll have to follow up on at halftime if we can to find out what the condition of the freshman quarterback Hunter Johnson is. But right now, good news from Brownsburg. The Bulldogs lead it 10-0 at the end of the first half. A really nice offensive effort for the Bulldogs against West Lafayette Harrison Raiders. It's homecoming night. The homecoming festivities are coming up. And again, you can watch that on audiosportsonline.com. Bulldogs lead it at halftime 10-0.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas, 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget Panuni's Jumbo Wings with 12 kinds of sauce. Mention the XRB special and get 10% off of your order. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open until 11 p.m. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500. Panuni's Pizza and Wings, 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. You can also tune in to xrbradio.com every Friday at 5:30 p.m. for the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show. You can join Brian Scott for a full hour as he interviews coaches and student athletes from Brownsburg and Avon High Schools. You can also watch the taping in person at McDonald's near you every Wednesday night. Check out the McDonald's Hendricks County Coaches Show broadcast page on xrbradio.com or Audio Sports Online for store locations. Well, here at halftime, folks, we promised a special guest, and we've got him. Sheriff Galloway, Hendricks County Sheriff, of course, former Brownsburg Police Chief, one of the most popular police chiefs we've ever had, certainly now a popular sheriff in the county. Sheriff Galloway, we want to thank you for joining us here at halftime. We want to ask, we see you at all the basketball games, Brownsburg. We know you're at a lot of the football games. You must be a Brownsburg High School sports fan.
Well, Chris, I appreciate you inviting me up to talk to you. And yes, I am. I've been in the community since 1971. I've attended a lot of sports activities in the town, and grown to love this town and this school, and now I love all of Hendricks County.
Yeah, that's great, sir. And you got to like this brand new facility. Of course, you were around the older facilities for a long time, but this new Roark Stadium with the turf field and everything, beautiful, isn't it?
It's a beautiful stadium. I was absolutely amazed at the transition, and really proud of the community joining together to put this facility together. And our varsity gym here at the school, I think, is one of the top-notch gyms in this area.
Right. Yep. Really, really beautiful. Of course, with this new stadium, and you've seen how this town. I know you take care of all of Hendricks County now, but you've seen how Brownsburg has really grown. Just in your time here since '71. Talk about the growth of this town and how you see this town continuing to grow.
Well, I think the town's going to continue to grow, and so is the county. I've witnessed it personally because, like I said, I came here in 1971 as a police officer, and we had 8 police officers when I came on the department, and now I think Brownsburg's got 42. The community is just outstanding, growing. The whole east side of the county is growing. As a sheriff, I see that. With that comes a lot of problems. We have a little bit of crime problems. Thankfully, the violent crime has been fairly low, but we've got a lot of property crime, and traffic is another issue.
Sure.
And people complain all the time about that. So I don't think the county fathers foresaw all this traffic. I know we're kind of like Hamilton County was maybe 5 years ago. And they're addressing the issues, and I think Hendricks County is too, where we're going to address a lot of the issues that come along.
Well, of course, I know you'd like to see it too. The Parkway finished up here through this portion of Brownsburg, and I think that'll get done someday. The Parkway's helped, at least through Avon and everything now over the railroad yards, but it's proven to be very busy, and a lot of truck traffic along there too.
Right, that's going to be another north-south route that a lot of people can take. It's going to be popular. It's going to help our businesses that are located all along the east side of the county, and be a good avenue to I-65, I-74, and I-70. So yes, sir, that's a good move.
Now, Sheriff Galloway, of course, we're really proud of and think a lot of our own Chief Mike Dove here. And I know you two have worked close together. Talk about your relationship with Chief Dove and how the Sheriff's Department works with Brownsburg Police Department.
Well, Mike Dove is a personal friend of mine, has been. I've known Mike since he was in high school. He's a good athlete here at Brownsburg, and I've known Mike for years. We played some basketball together. He's doing a good job as chief of police, and I love these guys. Of course, I spent 34 and a half years of my life here, and so the Sheriff's Department in Brownsburg have an excellent relationship, and basically we've tried our best to keep a good relationship with all of our police agencies in the county, our state police and our town marshals and the federal police, and I think we have. And when we do that, the public wins, and that's
Sure.
what we want to do, provide the best police service we can to the public.
Sure. Now, how do you see this changing as far as the sheriff's role if Brownsburg just recently annexed a lot of territory, and of course they've annexed some over by the Parkway and into Raceway Road. How has that changed? Has that changed anything with your sheriff coverage in those areas?
Well, it's alleviated a little bit of coverage for us, and our responsibilities, but we still are policing about 70,000 population with 45 full-time sworn officers, and I have about 13 reserve deputies right now, so I'm short of staff. I think all of our police agencies are, and I've addressed that with county council, and they're aware of it, and we're working on it, so hopefully we can get additional staff. And you can only do so much with a limited staff, and our job is to provide the best service we can to the public, and want to make sure they get the best bang for their buck, taxpayers' money.
We're proud of the Hendricks County Sheriffs too. Now, if a young man's out there and he says, "Hey, I'm interested in police work, and maybe I'd like to join the sheriffs," how does somebody go about at least getting an initial start in Hendricks County Sheriff Service?
Well, we have an internship program going on right now for college students that are interested in criminal justice, and they can apply for that through our department, and I also can apply for a job through our department. Right now we have no openings, but I always tell everybody, if they're interested, get their application in. We'll have it on file. When we have openings, we'll certainly consider them.
Would you like to grow your reserve force a little bit? Chief Dove, they've really grown their reserves here and have done a good job of that. How about your reserves?
We added to our reserves when I went in as sheriff. We went from 6 to 16, and we're down to 12 right now because we've lost a couple, and we're going to try to hire 3 or 4 more. It takes us a while to get them trained up, and I know Mike has the same problem here at Brownsburg. It takes a while to get them trained up and viable as officers, and get them feeling, secure on their feet. So we're going to try to keep that going, but you can only depend on your reserve so much. They help us tremendously. We have all kind of activities, the county fair and the fish fries and different things throughout the county, and they help us out a lot. If we didn't have them, the county would be paying out a lot more overtime, I can tell you.
Right. Now, Sheriff, we know that soon, you'll be coming to the end of your term as Hendricks County Sheriff. We're going to have an election for a new sheriff for too long, but what's it meant to you being the Hendricks County Sheriff? Of course, we're proud of you here. We all feel you've done a good job, but just talk about your time as the sheriff.
It's been a great experience, and I love law enforcement. It's been a career for me my entire life, plus the military, and it's been a great experience. Being the county sheriff is great because about everywhere I go I'm known. People are friendly. I like to talk to people. It's just been a great experience, and especially being here in Hendricks County. This is my home. I've left it a couple of times in the military, not knowing whether I was going to see it again, and that gives you a new perspective on whether you're going to, on getting home. I mean, you appreciate things a lot more. So it's just been a great experience. I love the Sheriff's Department. I love my staff. I've got a great department. I had a great department here in Brownsburg and still love those guys. And We've got a good relationship with all the other police agencies, and I really got a good relationship, I think, with the county officials. Promised to try to do that when I went in as office sheriff, and I think things went pretty good. If we all weren't hurting on money and the economy hadn't went in the tank, I think things would have been even better. But hopefully everything's going to be okay.
Well, as you mentioned, Sheriff Galloway, it's been a big challenge because of the growth in this county, one of the top growing counties in the state. What's next for Sheriff Galloway after your term ends? Do you know yet, or have you given it much thought?
Well, everyone has asked me that, and I've been looking at several things. I think I have some options. I think I could probably teach at the college level. I think I could teach at the academy, and I don't know. I'll be old enough to retire, when my term ends next year. I'll be sheriff this time next year. So I've got some options open, and I do enjoy golfing. I enjoy going fishing, and enjoy relaxing, spending some time with my family. So we'll see what happens, man.
Good. Well, we wish you the best luck. We want to keep seeing you here at Bulldog Sports. You're going to be going to basketball games this year?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you so much for the visit, Sheriff Galloway. We appreciate it. Keep coming to Brownsburg Sports. We want to see you here.
Will do. Thanks,
all right.
Chris.
Thank you. Halftime ceremonies here at homecoming still going on. They're naming the king and queen down there. We'll get you those results here in a little bit. Senior king was just named Trent Cabrich. Trent Cabrich is your senior king. And I imagine the queen will be announced next. Brownsburg leading 10-0 here at halftime. Caroline Antioni D'Antonia. She has just been named homecoming queen here at homecoming 2013 Brownsburg High School.
Well, Chris, we've named a king and a queen, and we lead 10-0 here at halftime. We're about 9 minutes away from kickoff of the second half. We've already talked about it a couple times, but a great crowd on hand tonight, and that's been the case for about all of the home football games for the Bulldogs this year. The home side seats a little over 4,000, or right about 4,000, and the home side is packed tonight. A lot of purple in the stands.
Yeah, most everybody in purple and white. Great to see Sheriff Galloway. We love to see him at these events. He has done a fine job as sheriff and, of course, the former police chief here. So we're lucky to have good public servants that we've had here in town and now at the county level with Sheriff Galloway. You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We do want to thank our friends at the Hendricks County Flyer that have helped make tonight's video webcast possible. Please check them out online as well as watch tonight's game at flyergroup.com. Motion 360 by Hendricks Regional Health provides care for the way you were meant to move. They care for every muscle, bone, and joint in your body to get you back to the activities you love. Get more information online at mymotion360.org. At Bill Estes Ford, our number one goal is to save you time. Whether you're dealing with our service department, parts department, or new and pre-owned sales, our goal is to make sure you are a satisfied customer and that it's an easy process. Don't forget, you can have a complete oil change for just $19.95. Check them out online at BillEstesFord.com. Bill Estes Ford, soon to have a new look at 450 East Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. Call them today at 852-2231. That's Bill Estes Ford, 852-2231.
Well, just a look ahead at the schedule coming out for the Bulldogs next Friday night at 7 o'clock, October the 11th. They will be Upstate Road 267 and across 334 playing at Zionsville. They take on the Eagles in another HCC contest, and they close out the season here at home against a really good Fishers Tigers team. That's on Friday, October the 18th at 7 o'clock, and both those games will be available for you right here on the outlet you've chosen to listen to tonight.
You know, in other county games tonight, Fishers at Zionsville, Hamilton Southeastern at Noblesville, Lafayette Jeff at Avon, and I'm kind of keeping a spotlight on that one, both those 4-2 teams. That's a big game. Avon defense has really improved and come on here these last 3 games. McCutcheon is at Westfield.
10-0, the Bulldogs have a halftime lead here. We're about 6 minutes away from kickoff.
Just to recap scoring here a little bit, Troy, in that first half. Bulldogs got on the board first after a 13-play drive. 3 out of 3 passing by Hunter Johnson on that drive, and Dowers kicked a field goal to put them up 3-0. And then later on in the first quarter, Hunter Johnson with a nice TD run after an 8-play drive made it 10-0. Brownsburg tried that onside kick after that, and they did recover it, but really didn't go anywhere with the next possession. Then the teams traded possessions back and forth. Harrison had a good 10, 11-play drive there, but could not score there at the end of the half, and then Brownsburg ran it out by taking a knee, and that's where we stand at halftime, 10-0.
Well, one of the things that we're going to keep our eye on here as we get back out into as the second half starts to get underway, and I've already noticed it, the 6 foot, 175-pound wide receiver in to play quarterback for a few snaps, Clint Fink, took the last series of snaps for the Bulldogs in the first half.
And it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sorry, Troy.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just hopeful that Devontae Allen can come back. They went off at the end of that first half with what looked at the time like somewhat of a significant knee injury. So we'll have to keep an eye on that after halftime.
Allen could not get off the field under his own power. He was helped up off the field and helped to the sidelines with his left leg held up. But I don't know. One of the things we'll just keep like I said, we keep our eye on the quarterback situation to see if Hunter Johnson may have suffered some sort of injury towards the end of the first half. We have no indication of that. But Clint Fink did take the last series of snaps for the Bulldogs, and really no wrinkle involving him in the offense. He dropped back out of the under center and tried to throw a timing pattern pass to the corner that was incomplete on 4th and goal.
Troy, I think they just tried to get him in there and get him some snaps in, somewhat of an important situation. He may have to do that as time goes on if, forbid something happens to Johnson. But I don't see any problem with Hunter Johnson. I think they're very confident in their defense's ability to stop Harrison.
Well, the Brownsburg staff is making their way out of the south end zone, from the locker room through the south end zone back onto the field. The team should follow soon. And those that had left their seats to go get a little something to eat are starting to return to their stands along with the student section for what we're hoping will be a very entertaining second half of football. 10-0 at halftime. The Bulldogs lead. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff for the second half.
Troy, IU at home tomorrow? Is that a Penn State noon game?
Hoosiers are at home tomorrow in Bloomington at noon. Me and the family will be there for the contest. It's the Big Ten opener for the Hoosiers.
Hope the weather will be okay for you.
2-2. I think that looks like the weather forecast should be good during the day, and we'll see if we can get a victory down at IU tomorrow.
Established in 1882 as Harris Bank and owned by BMO Financial Group since 1984, BMO Harris Bank has grown to become one of the largest banks in the Midwest, serving personal, commercial, and affluent customers. They are located at 610 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. For more information, call them at 852-2683. That's BMO Harris Bank, 852-2683. Running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-3652 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg. That's Hendricks County Estate Buyers. Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizza, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough, not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Tell them you heard it from XRB and get 10% off your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, open until 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. And you can tune in to xrbradio.com every Friday at 5:30 p.m. for the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show. Join Brian Scott and most weeks Chris Worley for a full hour as he interviews coaches and student athletes from Brownsburg and Avon High Schools. You can also watch the taping in person at a McDonald's near you every Wednesday night. Check out the McDonald's Hendricks County Coaches Show broadcast page on xrbradio.com or audiosportsonline.com for store locations. This Wednesday, that show will be at a Brownsburg area McDonald's. We expect to have Coach Comer and maybe an athlete guest.
I do want to say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Chris. I was going to transition. If you do get the opportunity, Chris doesn't want to brag on himself, but him and Brian do an excellent job with that coaches show every Friday at 5:30. And you'll be at one of the Brownsburg McDonald's, I guess, coming up here on Friday, this next Friday night.
Yes, thank you, Troy. And I'm going to tell you, too, one of the great things about that show, most weeks we've been able to have one of the players from each of the teams, both Avon and Brownsburg. And, you hear some stories about high school kids about being crazy and acting crazy. Well, that's just part of growing up. But we have met some outstanding young men. I mean, these kids are sharp. They're ready. They're looking to go on to college. Really nice young men, well-behaved, smart, and good football players, too. So we're not sure what player we'll have next week, but we've had some good ones on that show. There's some outstanding young men playing football in Hendricks County.
Well, I'm going to go back to my thoughts earlier and say that the freshman quarterback Hunter Johnson is not on the field. And it looks like that Clint Fink is taking warm-up tosses at about the 40-yard line. I have not seen Johnson. And one of the things I want to wonder about is if he may have aggravated his previous injury when he took that big hit when he held onto the football, ran right to center, and scored that touchdown. And under the IHSA regulations, that the concussion standard is very, very strict right now, or as it should be, or strict this season after it was kind of revamped. And Hunter Johnson is not on the field. So we'll watch that and just kind of see. Truth be told, we have no indication from the Brownsburg sidelines if there was an injury or anything else. Clint Fink is warming up at midfield, and we'll keep an eye and see if Hunter Johnson makes his way out of the locker room. So there's some interesting news at halftime.
Boy, good call on that, Troy. I did not see that, but I bet you're right. We have talked to this Brownsburg training staff, and that is one of the first things they look at. And, of course, they're very cautious about concussions nowadays. If they think there's some kind of issue right away, they are much more safe than sorry, and they will pull a kid out of the game. Coaching staff doesn't have much to say about it. If the trainers say, no, we're going to pull him out, we think there may be a head injury we're dealing with here.
Well, before we get started, is that Johnson?
And Devontae Allen is coming out not dressed in his uniform. He has a shirt on only, and he looks very disappointed. His leg is wrapped up, and he's going to have a seat on the bench. So 2 starters on offense going to be missing here in the second half for Brownsburg. This defense is going to have to continue to pitch a shutout. All
right, Johnson is back out on the field. He came out of the locker room pretty late. He's just now made his way to midfield and is talking to Coach Comer, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Nick Fink continues to warm up his arm. Again, he is the starting JV quarterback, I believe. Was that right, Chris?
Yes.
And he is a junior. So we'll see what the quarterback situation will be when Brownsburg has their first offensive possession of the second half.
Now, Mr. Fink does practice with the varsity, and he takes some snaps in a repetition or switching places with Hunter Johnson, but right now he just handed the ball to Hunter and having him throw a little bit. So I would imagine Fink may start the second half, and they'll examine Hunter as we go.
Real quick before we get underway here in the second half, as the teams go to their respective sides of the field for their third quarter pep talks from the coach, we'll look to Major League Baseball and tell you that at Turner Field in Atlanta. The Braves lead the Dodgers 2-1 in the top of the 7th. The Tigers and the Athletics will be underway about 9:30 or so from Oakland. And then earlier today, the Red Sox with a big win over the Rays, 12-2, and the Pirates defeat the Cardinals 7-1. So the Cardinals and the Pirates are even at 1 apiece. And the Braves are looking to tie their series up at 1 apiece. So just about, we're ready for the second half now. Brownsburg leads at 10-0. Harrison will receive the second half kick. They'll be moving from right to left, moving out of the south end zone towards the north end zone.
Brownsburg was 8 out of 12 passing in that first half. I guarantee you that's their best half of passing this season.
Yeah, without question, Chris. I agree. You're absolutely right.
Now what's
Brandon Dowers, number 47, the big-legged kicker for the Bulldogs, will kick off. Cooled off a little bit, Chris. And,
yeah. Still humid somewhat. Number 13, Nick Torres back to receive this kick for Harrison.
Rare for Dowers not to. Oh, they're going to try this little pooch onside kick again, and fielded really nicely, running backwards to avoid the ball bouncing around for Harrison's number 56, Leighton Menon. He's a sophomore.
That was a nice play. That was
Really
kind of
nice,
a hard catch.
Really
He
nice play.
ran back, caught it over his shoulder.
So West Lafayette Harrison will take over from their own 33-yard line. They'll bring up 1st and 10 to start the second half. 10-0 Brownsburg.
They may line up that 56 Menon as a receiver here before too long for Harrison.
Try something different. Jake Lasky is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun, a 3-receiver set, 2 tight ends. Snap goes to Lasky, and he's going to run it, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. And I was thinking that we might see a little bit more of that. It proved pretty successful for them, and not much else did offensively at all in the first half for Harrison.
Stone Neese got in there, big number 5, wrapped that tackler up. That was a solo tackle by Stone, just for little or no gain. And I guarantee you the Brownsburg defense, they know the 2 starters are out on offense, a quarterback and a big wing-back threat. They're going to step up here, and you're going to see some defense now. They have pitched 6 straight shutout quarters.
Lasky out of the shotgun, 5 receivers now. Lasky back to pass, complete over the middle to about the 37, 38-yard line.
We have a flag, and they're called roughing the passer, and I would totally disagree with that. Big Mac Dutra got in there, put a lot of heat on the quarterback, and as soon as he released the ball, Mac hit him. There was nowhere else Mac could go. He was just right on him, and I'm not sure about that roughing the passer called all, but I think that's what we're going to see, and I think it's a bad call against Brownsburg. Yep.
It is roughing the passer against the Bulldogs, and that'll push the Raiders down the field 15 more yards. That pass was complete to Cameron Green, the junior running back. It was for a gain of about 6, but the penalty will add 15 more to that.
Well, Mac really had nice pressure. There was just nowhere else to go. As soon as he released, and now Coach Neal, defensive coordinator for Brownsburg, complaining about the call to the head linesman too.
That brings up 1st and 10 at the Brownsburg 47 for West Lafayette Harrison. Lasky out of the shotgun. His lone back is right. No, it is not right, actually. It is number 10, Jeep Morehouse, and
he dropped that ball.
Pass falls incomplete as he dropped it, coming to the near side. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
Johnny Doutledge will come on the field for Brownsburg on defense. Stone Neese comes off. They're running in and out a few players. It is still warm and humid, so we have seen Brownsburg move players in and out.
Lasky will be under center this time. Receiver to the near side, receiver to the far. And timeout, Harrison. So they use their first timeout of the second half. That'll leave them with 2. And they trail 10-0, 11-12 left to go in the third quarter.
Looking for an affordable option for a college degree? Take a look closer to home. Ivy Tech Community College new campus in Crawfordsville is conveniently located off I-74, and it has the lowest tuition in the state. You can earn an associate degree in business entirely on the Crawfordsville campus. The degree transfers to Western Governors University, and you can use Ivy Tech's computer lab to take your online courses. Registration for spring 2004 classes is now open. Now is the time. Visit ivytech.edu Now is the time. Or call 888-IV-LINE, IVY line.
So after the 15-yard penalty, Harrison gets a little bit of confusion on their offensive scheme there, and they call the timeout. They avoid the delay of game penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Brownsburg 47-yard line. I'm sorry, 2nd and 10. Their first play was an incomplete pass to the near side. Lasky under center. Daniel Wright is the lone back. In motion is Green. The handoff goes to Wright. Drives his way up the middle. That's one of his best runs of the night. It's going to be for a gain of about 7.
Dutra and Zach Carlson team up on the tackle for Brownsburg.
Going to call it a gain of 6. It brings up 3rd and 4 from the 42.
None of this big crowd is left here on homecoming night. They're all still here along the main grandstand.
Lasky under center. The lone back is Wright. Green in motion. The handoff. No, Lasky keeps it and dives his way around the left side of the line. Looks like he might have the first down. Got tripped up.
Stone Neese on the tackle there. Another good play by him.
First down. So the officials give him the first down. That'll bring up 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Good possession here by Harrison. They started at their own 33 on this drive. First drive of the second half.
I made a mistake. There's going to be a 37. Lasky looks to throw, can't, flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw. He's got a receiver wide open. Down the near sideline, diving towards the end zone for the touchdown. Arian Cook got loose. The Brownsburg defender really bit on Lasky running the football, and Lasky just threw it over his head. There are no flags on the play. Thought he was kind of close to the line of scrimmage, but he stayed behind it. And the touchdown pass is good from Lasky. So that makes it 10-6 with the point after coming. 10:03 left to go in the third quarter.
We've got a brand new ball game now, Troy. Competitive ball game.
Absolutely.
With 2 offensive starters missing for Brownsburg. Nothing's come easy this season.
That it has not. The snap for the extra point is down. The kick is up, and it is no good as it goes wide left. So the Dogs will maintain a 4-point lead. They lead it 10-6 on the drive there. So 10:03 left to go in the third quarter. 10-6 Bulldogs.
Nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning for your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured that they will be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect, that's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County.
Zach Beeler is on to kick off for Harrison. Akinrabadi is back along with number 83, Vincent Lisman, to receive. The kick is up, and it's going to be fielded by Lisman. He touched it. It goes into the end zone. He can't bring it out under the high school rule, so it's going to be a touchback. So the Dogs will take over at their own 20. They lead it 10-6. The touchdown drive there by Harrison capitalized on a rollout touchdown pass to the near sideline.
A 15-yard penalty against Brownsburg on that possession really hurt, too.
That was for
really,
roughing the passer.
Yeah, they really only needed 5-6 plays to get that in the end zone. Harrison right back in this game now. Who's our quarterback here?
It is Fink. Fink is under center. And in motion is Lisbon. Akinrabadi's alone back. Handoff goes to Akinrabadi. Drives his legs across the 20 down to about the 24-yard line. We're going to mark him down about the 23 for a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Well, the offense, it had opened up under Hunter Johnson after these few weeks. It's going to get closed up now, and I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Tokes running now.
Hunter Johnson is on the sideline, and he is
throwing the ball.
He's throwing the ball and doing some handoff drills on the sideline. He's got his helmet on. Fink drops back, throws the ball to the near side, or the far side to Hightower, who's wrestled down after the catch. No yards after the catch there. He's brought down about the 31-yard line.
Good job by Clint there to complete a pass.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Gain of 2 on the play.
Big play. They don't want to give the ball right back to Harrison after they scored that touchdown.
Fink under center. Akinrabadi is the lone back. Hightower to the near side. In motion is Lisbon. The handoff goes to Akinrabadi, who dives his way forward. He's going to be short of the first down.
Might be pretty close, Troy.
He kind of rolled over a defender and didn't make contact with the turf there. They're going to mark it down it's going to be real close, just short of the first down. They're going to give it to him. So the nose of the ball is on the 30-yard line. Drive started at the 20, so that'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 4-yard carry by Akinrabadi.
They needed that first down, Troy. Didn't want to go 3 and out after Harrison got some momentum back there with that touchdown drive. 10-6 Brownsburg, 8:30 left, 3rd quarter.
Isaiah Hightower, the receiver to the near side. Fink is the quarterback under center. Akinrabadi is the lone back. 2 tight end set. Handoff goes. Fink's going to keep it. Cuts back upfield. A nice run. Gets hit hard and brought down at the 35-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 5. They're going to mark it to the 36. So a gain of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 4.
Nice run fake there by Clint. We all thought Akinrabadi had the ball, proving that not only Hunter Johnson can do that, this backup quarterback, Fink, can do it also. And he got some good positive yardage.
So playing on every down now is number 83, Vincent Lisbon, with Devontae Allen going out. He's in motion, but this Akinrabadi gets the ball, cuts back to the 50. He goes to the 40, 30, 25, 20, down to the 5, to the 10. He's brought down across the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down about the 9. He dove forward toward the 5, but was down at the 9-yard line.
Boy, that was a big-time run. Showed his strength and speed there to break away from the Harrison defense. Get a big, huge gain. Brownsburg could not have needed that more.
Akinrabadi with a great run there. Made the cut at the line of scrimmage. Came back towards the near sideline. Really turned on that speed. And that'll be 1st down and 10, or 1st and goal from the 9 for the Bulldogs. Fink pitches to Lisbon on the far side. Makes a nice move. Spins away from a tackler. He gets about a yard or 2. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 8.
Or number 10, Jeep Morehouse for them, came in and made another big hit. He's played some pretty good defense here for Harrison. They had other people in on that tackle now, but Morehouse really drove him back. I noticed Brownsburg did have a new, we've seen him a couple times before, but Sam Hoffman, running back, plays a lot of JV games. He was in the backfield there for Brownsburg. Gave Tokes a rest. Tokes is back in the game now.
Fink under center. Akinrabadi, the lone back in motion, is number, and the handoff goes to Lisbon. He kicks it right side.
Yes.
Touchdown.
We said we wanted to get him in the end zone.
There's a flag in the end zone.
Oh.
And if that's holding against the Dogs, the touchdown will be negated. So it's going to be against Harrison, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. We said we wanted to get Vincent Lisbon in the end zone this week, and it looks like they've done it.
We had a nice pitch, and he just blew through that line, running north and south on the pitch to the left of center.
That's normally tough running territory, but he was not going to be stopped. His speed broke through that line.
So the penalty is against Harrison, so touchdown for the Bulldogs. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know for sure, but is that Lisbon's first touchdown this season?
Yes. Yeah.
I believe it is.
Yeah, it is. That's right. They wanted to get him one. They got him one. That's good for the young man.
So Nick Fink comes in at quarterback, and we still do not know the circumstances surrounding freshman Hunter Johnson not starting the 3rd quarter, and drives the Bulldogs with the help of the Akinrabadi and Lisbon's legs for a touchdown. The extra point is up. The extra point is good, and the Bulldogs lead at 17-6. 6:41 left to go here in the third quarter.
Right now at all Avon and Brownsburg McDonald's, you can check out the brand new Mighty Wings. They are hearty, bone-in chicken wings that are crispy and breaded with a spicy kick. Available in 3-piece, 5-piece, or 10 pieces. 3-piece, now just $2.99. At Bill Estes Ford, our number one goal is to save you time. Whether you are dealing with our service department, parts department, or new and pre-owned sales, our goal is to make sure you are a satisfied customer. And that's an easy process. Don't forget, you can have a complete oil change for just $19.95. Check them out online at BillEstesFord.com. Bill Estes Ford, soon to have a new look at 450 East Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. Call them today at 852-2231. That's Bill Estes Ford at 852-2231. Did you know Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg has been serving Hendricks County and the west side of Indianapolis with an extensive selection of finer diamonds and gemstones since 1958? Nelson Jewelers is conveniently located downtown Brownsburg across from the Hendricks County Bank. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street or online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary, Nelson Jewelers.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us again here tonight, live from BillEstes.com field, the Indiana University Health Sports Complex at CF Roark Stadium here on the campus of Brownsburg High School. Hoosier Crossroads Conference football. And Brownsburg, after the penalty, so the penalty was on the touchdown, so Brownsburg actually kicked off from the 50 from midfield. They try a little pooch kick to the right. Again, it is fielded pretty nicely there by number 56, Leighton Menon, who made a nice play on
sure hands for that kid.
That.
We like that guy. He's got good sure hands. That was a big touchdown there, Troy. That was a big score here in the third quarter to go up 17-6 now. Harrison had a little momentum there with that, to get it to 10-6. Good score by Brownsburg. Now this defense got to come on here, get Harrison stopped.
Lasky out of the shotgun. Two receivers to the far side, one to the near. He's going to keep it. Cuts to the right side. Breaks one tackle. He's down to the 40 where he's brought down. So that's a gain of about 8 for the Raiders. We do want to remind all of our fans tonight that our game is being simulcast on xrbradio.com. You can also hear us on 1610 AM, XRB Radio Brownsburg. Audiosportsonline.com. Whatever venue you've chosen to listen to the game tonight, we thank you for joining us. This pitch goes to the right side, to the back, out of the backfield, and he's taken down. A nice open field tackle. The ball came out, but skips out of bounds. Arian Cook is the runner on the pitch to the right side around the far side of the line.
Tyler Kurtz, defensive back number 13 for Brownsburg, made that tackle, but a very good running play for Harrison. They've shown they can do a few things here. I know they're 0-6, but they have never given up in this game, and they're moving the ball here again on offense.
They seem like they're very athletic and have a lot of speed,
yes.
Chris, and I think if that's one thing they can kind of manipulate to their advantage. I mean, this is a 17-6 game. You get a lot of football left to play here tonight. Lasky out of the shotgun. Right is the back. Pushes the ball forward for a short gain. He might have got a couple, maybe 3 on the play.
And this should be their last visit in here. Of course, this conference is going to change next year. They're going to lose the Lafayette schools. Guess who you're going to replace them with? Some mixed schools. Next year, Pike is on Brownsburg's schedule. Ben Davis, too.
So is that going to be the new conference alignment? Or
yes.
Is that just Ben Davis and Brownsburg will be in the same conference next year?
I think so. And, that may be an out-of-conference game for them.
Yeah.
They're going to have more out-of-conference games. That's it. You're going to play Ben Davis and Pike next year and then one other school, whereas before this year you're playing 3 Lafayette schools.
Handoff goes to right. He breaks through the line of scrimmage across the 25 to the 20 where he's brought down.
Boy.
Daniel Wright just exploded through a huge hole in the line, and he's down to the 20 where a first down for the Raiders again. They've got the ball at the Brownsburg 20-yard line. They trail 17-6.
That was a quick pop up the middle, and I don't think the Brownsburg defense was ready for that. Our cameraman wasn't either. Sorry, folks.
Lasky will be out of the shotgun. He's by himself in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 tight end in the game. He's going to look for Green. Over the middle and broken up nicely by number 2, Zach Carlson.
Well, he thought he had an interception there,
He
too.
sure did. He barely got a fingertip on it and confused the ball enough confused Green enough that he couldn't hold on to it. So that brings up 2nd and 10 from the Brownsburg 20 for the Raiders.
I'm not sure, but I don't think Brownsburg's caused any defensive turnovers. They have yeah, they do. Don't they have a fumble? They don't have interception, but they need to force a turnover here and stop Harrison.
Lasky out of the shotgun, and the lone back is by himself in the backfield. He's going to run it to the left side, breaks the tackle. Now he breaks around to the far side. He's going to score a touchdown. So they had a bunch of hands on him at the line of scrimmage. He broke those tackles. A couple yards later, they get a hand on his leg. He breaks away and scores around the near side. Showed a lot of speed there. And just like that, it's 17-12, 4:28 left to go in the third quarter.
And they go 68 yards in 7 plays to make this a game again. 17-12. Mr. Lasky scores a touchdown on a nice run around the left end. He has passed for a touchdown, Lasky has, and run for one.
So 17-12, the point after coming for Harrison. If it's good, it'll be 17-13. They're going to go for 2, actually, to try and get themselves within a field goal. Lasky out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. He's got a man open in the corner, but he can't get it thrown. Here it is, and he can't hold on.
He just waited a little too long, Troy. He did have a man open, didn't pull the trigger.
He had his tight end open in the corner of the end zone. He had a defender bearing down on him as well and chose not to throw it, double pumped and then throw it, and got it down on the turf, too low for the receiver to hold on to it. So 17-12, 4:28 left to go in the third quarter.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas. 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce. All made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget Panuni's jumbo wings with 12 kinds of sauce. Mention the XRB special and get 10% off of your order. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open until 11. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500. Panuni's Pizza and Wings, 1447 East Main in Brownsburg.
So a nice, impressive drive there by Harrison. And now, with the quarterback situation, the unclear quarterback situation for the Bulldogs, Nick Fink, the junior quarterback, who usually is the junior varsity quarterback for the Bulldogs, comes in. The kick is fielded nicely at about the 10-yard line. And now breaking down the far sideline and out to the 40-yard line, and a really nice return for the Bulldogs. And on that return was number 83, Lisman. So he scores a touchdown, and then he comes out and makes a real nice return down the far sideline on the kickoff. So
excellent game for the young man, and he deserves it too. He's been working hard, chipping in where he can on this offense, and his speed and running ability helping out Brownsburg here tonight. Well, here we go, another important possession. They need to keep this ball. Good long scoring drive would be just in order here, Troy.
Fink back in at quarterback. Akinrabadi's the lone back. Lisman is in motion. The handoff goes to Akinrabadi. He fights his way forward. He's down to about the 42-yard line, maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
Tokes broke that big run to enable a touchdown on the last possession. He's going to need to do it again. We don't think that Glenn Fink's going to do much passing here, so it's going to be up to Tokes to carry the load here. Maybe Linsman on the outside. No more Devontae Allen. He went off with an injury here for the second half.
Akinrabadi, the lone back. Fink under center. In motion is number 12, and the ball's on the turf. In motion was number 12, Ethan Ogle. The pitch went to him coming towards the near side. It was fumbled, the ball on the turf, and that's a loss of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Bulldogs. Well, it's actually a loss of about 4.
Well, he's going to have to pass it here. Maybe then get a short pass to get him in range of a first down. Let's see here.
I tell you what, I'd be trying to throw the ball to Lisman in the flat. See if he can make something happen. Ogle's in motion. Back to pass and hit hard is Fink. He is driven to the turf, and he's hurt. Well, he's going to get up. He was really kind of wriggling around on the turf there. Nick Torres with a big hit for Harrison. Almost like he came in unblocked.
I think he did. Harrison playing enthused football here in this third quarter tonight of the Brownsburg homecoming game.
You know, we got to remember, it's important to keep in mind Harrison has not won a game. They're 0-6.
Long time.
And a victory for them tonight is huge.
I think they've lost 33 in a row.
Well,
I really
that
do.
really puts an exclamation point on the point there, Chris. If they're not just
They'll do
0-6.
anything tonight. And they're playing inspired football here.
That they are. I would agree with that.
Nathan, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. The Brownsburg was set up to punt. They're going to call timeout. The way that it sets up, they're at 4th and 19 now from their own 31-yard line. Chris?
Nathan Ramsey's improved his punting game for Brownsburg. He's averaging, that last game he averaged over 40 yards a kick. He was a little inconsistent to start the year, but he's been much improved here as the year goes on, and he's going to need a good punt here.
That's much improved on the punting that we saw in the game against Noblesville.
Yeah. Yeah, he's improved
in the game against Westfield. So 2:29 left to go in the third quarter. We've got a heck of a football game, actually. A lot of dynamic offense on both sides, some big runs. 17-12, the Bulldogs lead it. They have the ball at their own 31-yard line, 4th down and 19 yards after the sack on Fink. Fink took a big hit, was driven kind of to the turf. He stayed down there for just a few seconds and then got up on his own. We'll see what's going on the Brownsburg sideline with the quarterback situations. So back to punt is number 34, Nathan Ramsey. Chris touched on, has improved his punting greatly over the last few games, and he has a nice kick here that's going to hit at about the 40-yard line. He's going to take a Brownsburg bounce down to the 35. So not a bad game of field location there for the Bulldogs. They kick the ball off, and Harrison takes over at their own 35-yard line.
And Harrison has touchdowns on their last two possessions, both here in the second half. So their offense clicking here against the Brownsburg defense. Somebody's going to have to make a big play on Brownsburg defense. A turnover sure would help.
So here we go. Lasky under center. And the pitch goes to the right side again. That's number 4, Arian Cook, and looks like they're trying to get him a little bit more involved in the offense as well, Chris.
Yes. Dutra and Lazaro in on the tackle. A 3 and out would be in perfect order here for Brownsburg. Their defense going to try and pull that off.
Lasky will be out of the shotgun. The right will be the lone back. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. The 1 tight end set. Lasky looking, counting out the cadence, takes the snap and hands it to Wright, who goes right up the middle for a gain of about 6. That's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Big Mac Dutra doing his usual thing on that defensive line for Brownsburg. Brought that runner down, tackling him right around the ankles. Big third down play here in this ball game. Brownsburg offense would like to get the ball back and, of course, keep Harrison from moving. Avon winning in a big ball game, 47-7 over Frankfort, and that Avon defense continues their good work. Okay.
That ball's tipped up in the air. It's picked off. Lasky threw the ball over the receiver. It bounced off of his hands. The ball was intended for number 4, Arian Cook, who we had just said the Raiders were going to get more involved in the offense. It looked like it's tipped up in the air and picked off by number 9, Brad Gollinger. He almost had an interception in the first quarter.
Boy, that's just what they needed there. Big turnover right there. We want to correct that score. Avon is leading Lafayette Jeff 45-7. Avon 45, Lafayette Jeff 7. Coach Bless and that defense doing a good job, and their offense scoring as well.
So Fink remains under center, and the pitch goes to the left side to Lisbon. He cuts back, and he's brought down with a gain of about 1 or 2 on the carry. Looks like a gain of about 1. Didn't get the blocking ahead of the carry that he wanted. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, that was a timely interception by another big play guy on the Brownsburg defense all year long, Brad Geilinger.
Just a huge interception right there. I mean, Harrison really like we said, playing some inspired football, moving the football, having a dynamic offense. They were starting to get Cook a little more involved. This one goes off to Akron Rabadi, who bounces off a tackler. He can't get anywhere. And now the Raiders are playing some inspired defense.
Brett Spitznagel, a classic football name. Spitznagel, the junior, number 51, made a great tackle there. And now that we're seeing Harrison kind of keen on Tokes. Tokes does not have that many yards in the second half. I would imagine somewhere around the 150 mark, and that'll end the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter here from CF Roark Stadium in Brownsburg, the Bulldogs lead 17-12. And as we see, the Dogs, like you said, nothing's come easy this year, and the freshman quarterback has not been in the game in the form of the freshman Hunter Johnson. And Nick Fink, the junior quarterback, who at the start of the season was number 3 on the depth chart, has replaced him. And Akron Rabadi's had a really nice game on the ground. Devontae Allen goes down with an injury, and they're at the end of the first half. And but the only good news is the Bulldogs do lead this game 17-12, and we're all getting ready for the fourth quarter.
Right now at Old Avon and Brownsburg McDonald's, you can check out the brand new Mighty Wings. They are hearty, bone-in chicken wings that are crispy and breaded with a spicy kick. Available in 3-piece, 5-piece, or 10 pieces. 3-piece, only $2.99.
So the Bulldogs will switch directions here. They got the ball at the Harrison 45-yard line. It's 3rd down and 8. Fink under center. Akron Rabadi is the lone back. In motion is number 33, Daniel Ferguson. Fink changes the play at the line of scrimmage. In motion now is Lisman. And it's going to be kept by Fink. He breaks the tackle and dives forward to about the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up a really interesting coaching decision here by Coach Comers. It's going to be 4th down and about 3 yards. 4th down and fourth down and about 2.
They're going to go for it.
They're going to call it 3. It's a 4th down and a long 2, almost 3 yards from the 39 or the 41-yard line of the Raiders.
Big Bryce Tolley is going to check in and line up at almost a tight end position here on the left side.
They've thrown to Tolley once. In motion is Lisman. Akron Rabadi the lone back. They give him the football. He cuts and dives forward for the first down.
Boy, the big guy powered through that line there. He had to make a couple shifty moves, though. It wasn't a straight-ahead run. He picked up that big first down. He's still on the ground. He's getting up now. Looks like he's okay, but that was a hard play. He's okay. Shaking off a little knee there.
Either a knee or he's got a cramp of some sort.
Yeah, that could be. They're going to take him out for one play.
Running to the sideline with no difficulty whatsoever.
Picked up a huge first down there, Troy.
So Akron Rabadi comes to the sideline. Number 33, Daniel Ferguson, will be the back. Fink is under center. One receiver, that's Hightower to the far side. And Fink hands the ball off to Ferguson. He turns was it Ferguson? He turns the corner. He's across the 30.
Linsman.
It is Lisman again. The pitch went to Lisman. He was in motion. Fink, Ferguson, one of the lead blockers. Akron Rabadi checks back in the game.
Good run by Lisman there. Didn't have a lot of room to get around that left side of the Harrison defense, but he was able to wiggle ahead forward for a good 7-yard gain.
Ferguson will stay in, so you have Ferguson and Lisman. Akron Rabadi is the lone back. Fink under center. Takes the snap, and he's going to run to the right side. He's going to keep it himself. Cuts up the field, and he's down to the 20-yard line for the first down.
Nice run by Clint Fink there. Held the ball a little precariously in his one hand, but saw the opening, made good yardage through the right side there.
Keep that ball close to the body. Cannot afford a turnover here. A touchdown here by the Bulldogs would be huge. 10 minutes left to go in the game. They lead it 17-12. Akron Rabadi is the lone back. Fink under center. In motion is Lisman. The handoff goes to Akron Rabadi. He breaks the tackle across the line of scrimmage. He's down to the 10. Barreling his way down to the 5-yard line. Kind of backpedaling his way down to the 5-yard line where he's brought down. That's where they'll spot it. It'll be another first down for the Bulldogs. 1st and goal from the Harrison 5-yard line.
Or Big Tokes there. He just overpowered the defenders there with that, showing that strength in his leg. Great big run there, and that sets up a first and goal from the 5.
Conditioning probably becoming a little bit of an issue here as well, as we're getting 9 minutes left to go in the game. Fink under center, fakes the handoff to Ferguson,
Beautiful.
hands the ball to Akinrabadi, takes a big hit, and Akinrabadi waltzes into the end zone on the near side for the touchdown. Really nice fake and to Ferguson, and Fink took a real big hit there, sacrificed himself a little bit to hold on to the ball long enough to get it to Akinrabadi, who runs it in the near side corner for the touchdown. That makes it 23-12 with the extra point coming. 9:27 left to go in the game. The Bulldogs lead.
9 touchdowns on the year now for Tokes, and that was his first one of the game. Good drive there by Brownsburg. 8 plays on that.
Akinrabadi has piled up a lot of yardage tonight. That,
Yes.
As Chris said, that was his first touchdown, however. And there's going to be a procedure penalty or offsides. Looks like it's going to be encroachment against Harrison on the extra point.
Guess what? Mr. Clint Fink has come into this game forced in by an injury to Hunter Johnson, and he's engineered or led 2 touchdown drives here. He's done a good job. He had some important runs on that possession, Troy.
So it is an offside penalty against Harrison. You're right, Chris. Fink's done a really nice job, and, our speculation continues about the quarterback change. And I've kind of been watching the sidelines, and there's a lot of players down there, but I don't think I see Hunter Johnson on the field. So
Extra point attempt is up and good.
The extra point is good, and just like that, at 9:27 left to go in the game, the Bulldogs lead it by 12, 24-12.
Thanks to our friends at the Hendricks County Flyer that have helped make tonight's video webcast possible. Please check them out online as well as watch tonight's game at flyergroup.com. Motion 360 by Hendricks Regional Health provides care for the way you were meant to move. We care for every muscle, bone, and joint in your body to get you back to the activities you love. Get more information online at mymotion360.org. What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So 9:27 left to go in the game. The Bulldogs with a big touchdown drive there. And as we said, the junior quarterback, who was number 3 on the depth chart to begin the year, number 7, Clint Fink, the 6', 175-pound QB. He is a junior. He's actually listed in the roster program as a wide receiver on the varsity squad. Has come in and engineered 2 touchdown drives. Devontae Allen leaves the Bulldogs with an injury at the end of the first half. And we can only assume that Hunter Johnson has suffered some sort of injury as well, but we don't know what that would be. The kickoff is deep into the end zone, about 5 yards deep, and for a touchback. So the Raiders will take over first down and 10 from their own 20.
And I'm sure Coach Neal's talked to this defense, and he said, let's that last score for Harrison make it their last. Finish out this game here and get this win. And almost right now, Troy, you'd look at it as an escape job for Brownsburg to come out of here with the victory if they can hold on here. Several things have gone wrong tonight, some big injuries. Harrison's played with spirit, though.
Harrison has played with a lot of spirit, and as you mentioned earlier, not a very successful high school football program over the last few years. Lasky's going to keep it, cuts back at the line of scrimmage and dives forward for a gain of about 1. In motion on the play was number 4, Arian Cook. Cook is the wide receiver who had the ball go off his hands, tipped it up in the air, was intercepted on their last drive, intercepted by number 9, Brad Gullinger of the Bulldogs defense.
Brownsburg defensive captain Zach Carlson getting the defensive plays from the sideline, and they'll get set now here on 2nd down and 10.
8:55 left, clock running, 24-12 Brownsburg. Lasky out of the shotgun, gives the ball to Wright, who's hit hard behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for a 2 or 3 yard loss. So there's the kind of energy that you wanted to see from the Dogs defense.
Nathan Ramsey on the big hit there and a good play, number 34.
That after Chris taking the ball down and that touchdown drive, you mentioned before they went out there that they're sure that they've got their marching orders from the defensive coordinator and his staff. So here we go, 3rd and 12 now. Ball at their own 18. Lasky out of the shotgun, no back.
Blitz.
5 receiver set on the blitz. They're going to flush him out of the pocket. He's hit hard after the throw.
Stone Neese on the hit, and he's slow to get up. He being the Harrison quarterback. Went all-out blitz coming there and a good time for it. Forced him to rush that throw.
Nice defensive effort there by the Bulldogs. And they're going to force Harrison to punt from deep in their own territory. And as Chris said, number 5, Stone Neese on the pressure there. The pass was incomplete to number 43, Cameron Green.
Brad Geilinger back to receive this punt for Brownsburg. He's got a good chance to set up a good return here. He is actually on the Harrison 42 to receive this.
Might see a lot of pressure on this kick here. The Dogs might bring everybody. And they're going to get a delay penalty, which is going to push them back a little further. Harrison has played with a lot of spirit tonight, Chris, but they have not been real crisp on offense, getting their plays in. That's probably their 3rd or 4th delay of game penalty.
You're right,
They've had a lot of procedure problems well.
You're right. Now he'll be standing in his own end zone to punt this ball. Geilinger will drop back to, well, he's going to go back deep now.
Geilinger at about the 45. And he's going to let it drop. It's going to take a little bit of a bounce, and it's going to drop at about the 41-yard line of West Lafayette Harrison. So the Bulldogs will take over on the Raiders side of the field. 8 minutes left to go in the game. They lead at 24-12.
Tune in to xrbradio.com every Friday at 5:30 p.m. for the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show. Join Brian Scott for a full hour as he interviews coaches and student athletes from Brownsburg and Avon High Schools. You can also watch the taping in person at a McDonald's near you every Wednesday night. And you can also check out the Hendricks County Coaches Show broadcast page on xrbradio.com or audiosportsonline.com for McDonald's store locations.
Fink takes the snap from under center, and a motion penalty. That'll be against Brownsburg. That's going to push them back. False start on the Dogs.
Coach Comer not happy about that. Of course, here you don't want any mistakes. You don't want any penalties. You just want to run that clock and use a running game here right now with 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter.
Really got to avoid the turnover, too. Dogs done a good job of keeping the ball close to the vest tonight. Fink will be under center. Akron Rabati is the lone back. Ferguson is in motion. The handoff goes to Akron Rabati. He's met the line of scrimmage, but dives his way forward for a gain of about 3.
Tokes has
about 2nd and 12.
Tokes has a lot of rushing attempts. I bet he's upwards of 25 touches, maybe even to 30.
Hightower comes out of the game, checking into the game, number 14, Jalen Hall, the wide receiver. So Hall will be the receiver to the far side, number 33, Ferguson.
Hall's caught some passes when they go to him.
The handoff goes to Akron Rabati, who makes a nice cut up the field. And the ball came loose, but they're going to say he was down. So a nice gain there, another carry by Akron Rabati.
We're going to give him the day off tomorrow, Troy. You can sit home, watch the IU game laying on the couch.
He's across the 35-yard line to almost the 34, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Clock rolling.
First down here would be huge, especially after that penalty. Fink brings the play in from the sideline, giving it to his comrades. Dogs come to the line. Fink under center. Lisman is in motion. The handoff goes to Akron Rabati. He pushes his way outside, stiff arms one defender, breaks his way across the 30, dives forward and gets pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that's enough for a Brownsburg first down.
Another big power run, this time around the left side off tackle for the sophomore, Tokes Akinrabadi. He is just a sophomore. 2 more years of power running for Brownsburg coming up here at Roark Stadium.
So Ferguson will check out. Fink brings the play in from the sideline. A little pitch play to Lisman here around the far side. We'll see.
Good idea. Troy Tokes out on the right side and a wingback.
Lisman is in motion, and the pitch is to him on the far side, and he gets tackled and dropped for a loss. That's why I'm not the offensive coordinator, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I've been impressed with their number 10, Jeep Morehouse. He does a lot of things for them. He's been good on defense tonight. He came up there and made a good solo tackle.
That'll bring up 2nd and about 11, the loss of 1 on the play. A little bit of pushing and shoving after that, but nothing too dramatic. Ferguson back in the game. Checking out is Sam Hoffa.
Next week, Brownsburg will be at Zionsville, and none of these kids will forget the loss to Zionsville after an undefeated regular season in sectional action last year.
Fink under center. Lisman in motion. Handoff goes to Akinrabadi. Goes just left to center, diving across the line of scrimmage and down to about the 22-yard line. It was 3rd and 11.
Boy, and Brownsburg has kept
2nd and 11. That brings up 3rd and 9.
Brownsburg has kept the ball on the ground most all of this second half with Mr. Fink as the quarterback. I think they have all but maybe only two or three pass plays. All the rest have been a steady diet of the run play featuring Tokes Akinrabadi.
Dogs very much in control here as they have the ball, and the pass intended for Akinrabadi on the screen on the far side, and he drops the ball. He was behind the line of scrimmage there, so no damage done. Now, it does bring up 4th and 9, and the Dogs are going to try and kick a long field goal, it looks like.
I'd like to see Mr. Dowers hit this one well within his range here.
Brandon Dowers, the kicker. Fink will hold. This is going to be another 41-yard field goal, which I think is what he made in the first half. The snap down by Fink. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Dogs put 3 more on the board, 27-12. 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the game.
How far was that one, that field goal, Troy? He has kicked
41 yards.
Okay, his longest so far this year is 47. I think that makes him 3 out of 4, so it's good to get him on the board. It took him a while to get enough field goal attempts to really get moving, but he's certainly done it here. You know, Brownsburg Varsity Football is powered by Audio Sports Online. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by XRBRadio.com, the Hendricks County Flyer, and McDonald's. This game's sponsors have included Bill Estes Ford, Brownsburg, BMO Harris Bank, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Panuni's Pizza and Wings.
So 5:12 left to go in the game. The Dogs put 3 on the board on that drive. The 41-yard field goal by Brandon Dowers, his second 41-yard field goal of the game. His season long, as Chris said, 47 yards. 27-12. 5:12 left to go in the game, and anything's possible, especially in high school football. But
right,
the Dogs are in a really good position here to push their record to 3-4 on the season.
Second half full of action. Brownsburg led 10-0 at halftime, so they have put up 17 points in the second half. Harrison 12, and that's going to go way out of the end zone for a touchback.
Dowers kicked that way out of the back of the end zone. So another touchback for Dowers. We've not seen a lot of balls returned against him this season.
This Harrison team will be at a very tough Noblesville team. There is a big game. I know it's going to be on TV later, rebroadcast, I believe, on maybe Channel 40, WHMB, is that Noblesville Noblesville against Hamilton Southeastern. That's a big game in the conference tonight, too.
Noblesville really concentrating the last couple of years are kind of bringing their program back
they sure are.
to a level of real respectability. Of course, they came in here and just thumped the Bulldogs early in the season. Pass is complete to Green. Lasky out of the shotgun completes the pass to Green across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. They're going to call it the 28. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Raiders.
Jake Lasky played the whole game for them, and he's a tough little kid. We've seen him run, make some passes, but he competes, I'll tell you.
Taking a couple of big hits.
Yes.
Lasky out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 2 tight end set. Lasky takes a snap. Here comes the blitz, and he's horse-collared. He got away from it, though, and they're going to go ahead and throw the flag, it looked like. He's going to throw the ball to Green, who can't hold on and would have had the first down, but I think they're going to come up with the first down anyway. They're going to give the horse collar on the personal foul. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, I believe, against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think that was 34, Nathan Ramsey. Bulldogs had a rush on there, and Ramsey may have got him around the top of that jersey in the neck area. We'll see.
Kind of spun him around a little bit. Lasky stayed on his feet, rolled out to the far side, and
it's taken this officials crew a little bit to decide everything tonight.
it is. You're exactly
They
right.
like to conference and talk about it.
So the head official explaining the penalty to the Brownsburg defense.
One big concern coming out of this game is the injury we saw to Devontae Allen. Of course, he has not appeared in the second half. Came out without his pads on here in the second half, so we're going to hope he's okay. Brownsburg's going to need him next week at Zionsville and beyond.
Well, the call was actually a face mask, not the horse collar. Same result, 15-yard penalty. That puts the ball at the Raider 36-yard line. They have possession, 1st down and 10. Coach Comer asking for an explanation from the head official. And now we're going to have another conference.
Well, Troy, I'm going to go home and watch A's in Detroit tonight.
That's exactly
How
what
about
I'm
that?
going to do.
A little playoff baseball. I like the A's. You know, they do it with a small budget, but they are tough. They were in the playoffs last year, so I love that organization. Anybody can do it on a budget like that. So I think I'll watch that game tonight.
Well, we pause for the official conference here and explanation to the sidelines, figure out what they're doing. I was watching football highlights the other day, and I'll transition into the fact that the A's really need a new stadium. I mean, they're
right.
playing in that gigantic place at the Coliseum in Oakland. But, it's 2013, and we still have a professional football team playing on a field with a baseball diamond on it.
Unreal.
It just blows my mind.
That's right.
That the Raiders are playing in the dirt last Sunday. Lasky back to pass, throws the ball out to the receiver on the far side, cuts back across midfield. That pass is complete to number 10, Jeep Morehouse. That's his 2nd reception of the game. I know that because his name's pretty easy to remember. Jeep.
Yep, and he's played both ways, offense and defense, and done a good job here tonight.
So the ball will be at the Brownsburg 48, and that brings down about 2nd and 1, and it's a short one, about half a yard. Lasky will be out of the shotgun. Right is the running back. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Brownsburg defense shuffling around. The handoff goes to right, powers his way forward, and he's got the first down for the Raiders. They're right in front of us here in the booth at midfield.
Stone Neese on the tackle. Troy, I think the move here to change quarterbacks in the second half, yes, the training staff probably said Hunter Johnson we're not sure about his, if that's a head injury or concussion. He's got his helmet on. He's on the sideline. He's carrying the ball. He has thrown some. I think it's more precaution. I think we'll see him back next week. I really do.
I would tend to agree with you based on the fact that, if the IHSA rule is clear, if they have a concussion symptom or that is a reason the ball, as that reception is dropped, Lasky throws the ball over to number 11, Dresden Johnson. He's the intended receiver right in the breadbasket, and he drops it. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. But the IHSA rule is if there is concussion symptoms, they can't be on the sidelines. They can't be in the field of play.
Oh, okay.
So
I think so. It's more precaution. Plus, it also may be some of the opponent here. But regardless, Clint Fink has done a good job coming in and playing quarterback for Brownsburg tonight.
Lasky out of the shotgun. Right is the lone back. Lasky back to pass. The blitz coming hard again. He's going to get brought down for a big sack. That's a big loss on the play. That's a loss of about 11 yards on the sack. So 3:16 and the clock running, and it would appear at this point that this one is in hand. The Bulldogs, barring a comedy of errors on their part, will move to 3-4 on the season in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference.
Justin Lazaro, he's done a good job coming on defense. He got in there and led to that sack. Conway also in on it.
Brings up third and a very long 21. Lasky out of the shotgun. Looking back, he's going to roll to his right. Going to throw the ball. Oh, and almost caught. The ball was tipped around, and that thing hung out there for a while, too. The pass was intended for number 4, Arian Cook, who's a big guy. He's a nice, tall receiver and long legs, runs real fast down the field. But he hasn't really shown his hands tonight. He's dropped a few balls.
Yeah. Lasky has had a few drops, or else he would have some more completions in a limited passing attack.
So that brings up a do-or-die 4th and 21. So we'll see what the Raiders have in the back of the playbook here. Lasky is under center. Right is the lone back. One receiver to the near side, one to the far, 2 tight end set. Lasky takes the snap, drops back to pass. Here comes the rush again. Throws it up in the air, and it is incomplete. So the Bulldogs will take over. And Lasky got hit hard again, and he's down on his knees on the field. And I think he's hurt. He's calling the coaching staff and now he's going to get up and go.
It's a tough kid. Zach Carlson, Justin Lazaro again there in on the pressure. Bulldogs will take over.
So Lasky motioned to the sidelines for the trainer to come out, and then he thought about it a minute.
He gets a hug.
Yeah. Gets greeted by the coach over there.
He's a senior, and I would imagine with that losing streak, he may have lost every game he's played. Poor kid. He's a tough kid.
Good athlete, too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty, at times a really good Brownsburg defense. They're real athletic, got some big guys on the defensive line.
Harrison, nothing to be ashamed about in this game.
Fink in at quarterback. It looks like Akinrabadi is done for the day, as Ferguson is in as the back. That's either Ferguson or Ramsey. I can't tell.
Maybe Hoffa.
Yeah, it could be.
If it's 36, it's
I think
Hoffa.
it is Hoffa. And the handoff goes to the mystery 30 back, and we'll figure out who that is here in just a second. Goes to the right side, and that is Hoffa. Thank you, Chris.
He does play some JV, trying to get some experience here. He's a good running back.
Clock running, 2 minutes and 17 seconds left. 27-12 Brownsburg here in the fourth quarter.
The ground game has been effective here for Brownsburg. Don't have a stat update for you, but I'm sure they're over 300 yards rushing.
Fink brings the Dogs to the line. Hoffa is the lone back. Fink under center. One receiver to the near side. In motion is, and the handoff goes to Hoffa again. In motion on that play was number 85, Jazeer Lewis. So we've also seen the last of number 83, Vincent Lisbon, who played a great game tonight, Chris.
He's one of the stars of the game, and I'm really glad he got a touchdown. He got a score in this game. Sam Hoffa seeing some action here. He's a 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. Some good experience here for him.
So Harrison takes their second time out. They trail 27-12, a minute and 47 left to go. The crowd starting to casually file out to their cars. Nice crowd of a little over 4,000 here tonight at BillEstes.com field, the Indiana University Sports Complex in CF Roark Stadium on the campus of Brownsburg High School. Beautiful night for football. A little humid, but nice breeze blowing.
We did see homecoming king and queen crown. The queen, Carolyn D'Antoni. I'm sorry, I've had trouble with that name. D'Antioni. There we go. And Trent Cabrich, the king.
So here we go. Fink under center again. Hoffa is the lone back. In motion, number 12, Ethan Ogle. Handoff up the middle. The ball's on the turf, but the runner was down. That's Hoffa on the run again. Hoffa, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's only a sophomore. Getting some snaps in with the varsity squad.
Timeout, Harrison. That'll give some of the crowd a little more time to start out. Boy, there was a big crowd here tonight, as you would expect on homecoming Troy, and the weather cooperated. No rain. We're supposed to get some rain tomorrow. Hope you'll be all right down in Bloomington, but this home grandstands, 4,000 seats on this side, and it was full tonight for homecoming.
We've seen that about every game, every home game this year. Of course, it's the inaugural season of the IU Health Sports Complex here at BillEstes.com field in CF Roark Stadium.
Thank you again to all our sponsors. Brownsburg Varsity Football, powered by Audio Sports Online, And tonight's broadcast been brought to you by xrbradio.com, the Hendricks County Flyer, and McDonald's. Also, we want to thank Bill Estes Ford, Brownsburg, BMO Harris Bank, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Panuni's Pizza and Wings.
So with 1:34 left to go in the game and up 27-12, Coach Comer asked for a measurement. And the officials obliged, and the Dogs are short by about the length of the football.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about that before, and he's mentioned that sometimes he gets criticism for either taking a timeout, a measurement like that. He says we play till the end, no matter the score. We're trying to get experience and play winning-type football, no matter the situation.
So Dogs come out. Fink brings the squad to the line. Oh, they're going to try and kick a long field goal here.
50-yarder.
So Fink's going to
He's hit one from 47.
Yeah, Fink's going to be the holder. This is a little bit north of 50, actually, Chris. We'll call it 50, but it's about 50 and a half.
Yes.
We'll make it all count for the high school kid, you know. If he makes a 50-and-a-half-yard field goal, the snap is down, the kick is up, and it is wide left. Just wide left. So Harrison takes over at their own 33, a minute 29 left to go. They trail 27-12. The field goal attempt there by Brandon Dowers just goes wide left. It should be noted that was a 50-yard field goal attempt. So he's got 241 yards and 241 yards tonight and a long of 47 on the season.
Hurt his percentage a little bit, but it was a good try to get him in the books with a 50-yarder.
Minute 29 left to go, 27-12. Dogs lead it. They will move to 3-4 on the season. And West Lafayette Harrison, the Raiders, will go to 0-7. This will be the last conference contest between these two teams, as next year West Lafayette Harrison and then Lafayette Jeff both leave the conference in some restructuring. At that point, the ACC was made up of all Class 6A schools, correct?
I'm not sure about that. Westfield will probably remain 5A, maybe somebody else, but that's going to mean a tougher schedule, really, for Brownsburg. They open up next season against Pike.
That'll be a tall order. They're always athletic. And
you know, Pike did not used to have a good football program.
No.
They do now.
And they have great facilities as well. That handoff is dropped on the turf and then picked up and carried for about 2 yards by Green. 40 seconds and ticking, 27-12, and there'll be one more play, and that'll do it.
Bulldogs going to get a big win here on homecoming night.
We can't talk enough about, we said at the beginning here, Chris, this is really important. I mean, you got a team that comes in.
You had to win this game,
That's
like
right.
you said.
The Dogs have struggled, and there's been, a lot of adversity for this team as the pitch goes to Green on the far side. That should be, he reaches forward to try and get the first down, and he is down just short of it. And with 12.4 seconds left.
And Troy, another important point to this game, they faced adversity in this game. You lost your starting quarterback, and he's a freshman, but you lost him. And they had a guy come in and Clint Fink do a good job. And Devontae Allen looks like a much more serious injury, a leg injury. We don't know what's going to happen to him for next week, and that's going to run out the clock, Troy.
That'll do it from Brownsburg tonight and Hoosier Crossroads Conference football action. The Brownsburg Bulldogs, and the recipient of a great effort by the junior quarterback, number 3 on the depth chart at the beginning of the season, number 7, Nick Fink. The Dogs win it tonight, 27-12. Thank you all for joining us, and good night.